in the house, and we're just going to go through a little quick 1-minute video that I did. Hope you guys enjoy it, and then we will get to it. This is DWTT coming to you. The Emirates. Here we go on our way down. Say hi, Mark.
What's going on? Happy.
And down there, what do we got? On the stoop, low. Cool. Hello, we're at the Tollington. Hello, we're at the Tollington. We just saw a couple players go by. Bruce Nelson, Zinchenko. Hey, dude. Another player just went by. It's crazy. Another player just went by. This is great. Hello, everyone. Welcome again. Hope you guys enjoyed that video that I did when I got to go to England. But like I said, once again, I got Mr. Tom in the house. How you doing, Mr. Tom?
Greetings, everyone.
Yes.
I'm not the Mr. Tom you are looking for. No, I am, seriously. Hello, greetings. Well done. Happy Hanukkah. Have a crazy Kwanzaa. Oh, we did that week. Sorry. Chinese New Year yet? Sorry. Cultures.
All right.
Yeah.
And last but not least, you got Sam. Sam, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Gary. Nice to be on as always with you guys. Nice to see you. Nice to see Tom. Nice to see everyone in the chat. And let's get the old trip on the road.
Perfect. I see a couple of people have joined us. We've got Big's got in just before the show started. Said good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. Please hit the likes and subscribe. So yes, if you are listening to us now, hit that like and subscribe. We got also Riddy has joined us. Riddy, how's it going? It's going well. We get to sit back and enjoy the football today. If we want to sit back and enjoy the football, I guess I am the voice of North London, and we'll see who else is joining us as well. So we get into it. All right. So we'll give a rundown of the scores, and then we'll get into whatever we want to talk about. So as of right now, the scores are as follows. The scores are as now. Crystal Palace loses at home 1-2 to Southampton. The Forest Green Rovers Birmingham City match was postponed. Gillingham loses at home to Leicester City. Preston North End wins 3-1 to.
It's as if it's a J.
Gillingham. Oh, yeah, Gillingham. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Preston North End wins 3-1 at home to Huddersfield. Reading wins 2-0 over Watford. That team wins at home 1 to Portsmouth. Bournemouth loses at home to Burnley 2-4. Blackpool wins at home 4-1 to Forest. Bournemouth and Accrington Stanley drew 1-1. Chesterfield.
Accrington Stanley?
Accrington Stanley.
It's a milk advert in England. Yeah, it's a milk ad. It's a famous milk advert in like the 80s or 70s or something.
Okay. Chesterfield and West Brom drew 3-3. Fleetwood Town wins at home 2-1 to Queen Park Rangers. Hull City loses at home to Fulham 0-2. Fulham lose. Ipswich Township. I guess Stefan will be happy, right?
Stefan's going to be thrilled, brother.
Ipswich Town wins 4-1 at home to Rotherham. Is that Rotherham?
Rotherham
United.
Rotherham United.
Rotherham United. Middlesbrough loses at home to Brighton 1-5. Oof. Millwall loses at home to Sheffield 0-2. Shrewsbury Town loses at home 1-2 to Sunderland. Yeah, and then we've got a couple more games left up, and maybe we'll get to see that. But those are the scores. So we've got. We'll go to this real quick. Thunder Road has joined us. Welcome to the show.
Welcome,
Sam.
Thunder.
Sam is the voice of the universe. There you go.
Well,
Riddy is He's got Tom as the voice of Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Good movie, very good movie.
never
Especially
seen
the end. Especially the ending. It's pretty good. You got to watch it because the ending is funny. You know, you're like, yeah, you got to watch that.
It needs to be a criminal offense not to see that film.
Yeah,
I've seen
you talk
the
about all the
sequel.
movies you talk about all the movies I haven't seen, and you haven't seen that one. Come on. You call yourself a
I'm just
movie
happy to
buff,
watch
and
Snatch.
you make fun of me, and you haven't seen that movie. That is
You know what?
criminal.
You know what put me off watching it, right? It sounds really silly, but it's like it was similar to when Harry Potter came out. Because everyone kept going on about it, I was like, no,
Oh,
I'm not going to watch it.
You're going to be the rebel, are you, Tom?
Yeah,
But
I
rebel in the
wouldn't tell
dark there, are
people.
you?
No, but I wouldn't tell people. It'd be like privately. I'd be like, no, I'm not going to watch it during all the hype while everyone's going, oh, it's so great. And Vinnie Jones is amazing. It was like, no. But then I watched Snatch and I was like, yeah, like, this is quite good. But it's the same. Like
Well, you gotta like Lock, Stock, and Smoking Barrel. Then you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
It took me 2 years to watch Harry Potter, and I was begrudgingly like, yeah, like this is.
Well, Harry Potter's fantasy crap, isn't it? I can understand that.
Yeah, but I wanted to hate it, but I was like, well, I can't. It's quite good for what it is, but fair to things. But I wanted to hate it. I wanted to be like, all these people just going on about it because they want to be like on the bandwagon, and it was like, no, it's a pretty successful bandwagon. So
there you go.
Everyone
said he used to live in Gillington in Kent years ago. Krill.
Really, he used to live in Liverpool many years ago, I heard.
How do you say this again? Because I know I'm going to screw it up.
Accrington Stanley.
Accrington, yeah.
Sounds like a financial service firm.
Yeah, it sounds like a law firm.
Yeah, the English team names.
Yes, I'll teach him. I'll teach him.
And for those who care, Villarreal is up 2-1 against Real Madrid. So it's there you go. Whatever Unai Emery has built, it still seems to be working. They are home now, so.
And
I think this might be the first game back.
It's going to finish that way because Villarreal have taken a booking in the 93rd minute, the 9th and the 95th minute. So they've decided they're killing the game.
Yeah.
And the referee's like, I'm going to have to keep booking you for it. But they're like, all right, well, we're still winning. Anyway,
well, they just booked Real Madrid for a foul. I don't know. So this thing should be over. They're in the 7th minute of extra time. So, yeah. Camaviglia, how do you say his name?
Yeah, we'll say what you said.
Yeah, that guy.
Camavinga.
There you go. He just got a yellow.
Pepe Reina got booked. The goalkeeper got booked. So,
Bloody hell, was he still playing?
Yeah, allegedly. Well, I say allegedly, unless there's someone with the exact same name that happens to play professional football.
I just can't believe he's still playing. I thought he was like 45 years old now.
Hey, really, I don't follow the Irish league, and it's not in my list.
Don't worry, Gary. I've got you, bro. I've got you. I'll find out. Don't worry.
All right. So
Irish Cup. Potato famine 1, potato famine 2.
I've got you, bro. Don't worry.
All right. It looks like this game is gonna, like you said, it's gonna end 2-1. It's deep, and they just put a long ball in. Goalkeeper puts his hands on this. It's definitely over. Now, it looked like what's his name? Coquelin actually was playing good today for Villarreal.
That's it. Players find their level, right? That's the thing. It's if you find your level, you find your level.
Well, seeing as Riddy asked, the Northern Irish Cup was played today. Knocker Breda beat St Mary's Youth Club 2-0. Glenavon, I know.
I couldn't sleep
under 2.5
game last night.
No, I went under 2.5 on that one, so I'm glad that they didn't run riot or anything. Carrick Rangers, the result isn't in yet, mysteriously, but Crusaders beat Dergview LE 6-0. I know a lot of these teams because I usually play in the Northern Irish League on Football Manager, just throwing out.
Yeah.
So that's why I know. They're one of the lowest leagues in the game that you can that is actually playable. So
like the Vietnam League or something like that, like the Vietnamese Premier League or something like that.
Yeah, like
Hung Dong track against.
They're one of the lowest UEFA ranked leagues that have tiers. Like Wales is lower, but they only have one division on the game, so there's no point in doing it. But
Yeah, if you
Sorry,
don't want to get
Larne
relegated from the
beat.
Irish League.
Oh, yeah, this is a great name. Crumlin United lost 2-0 at Larne. And
Oh my God, I can't sleep now.
yeah. Do you know there's a team in Northern Ireland, they're in the third tier, this is genuinely true, called the Police Service of Northern Ireland.
Wow.
The police have their own team in the third tier of Northern Irish.
How many
football.
bookings do they get? Because I mean, isn't it? That should be what they're known for, right?
Bloody hell.
Well, I assume that teams that beat them wind up mysteriously injured.
Yeah, they wind up with a lot of points on their license.
Or they don't make it to the match on time for some reason.
Yeah.
They get held up. They got stopped outside the stadium for a little chat.
I suspect everyone parks perfectly. Everyone parks within the lines when the police service and Ireland are playing.
Yeah.
Oh, here's
Genuinely
one.
true. Genuinely
Here's
true.
one. Holland
Learn
and
stuff
Wolf Welders.
from me.
There you go. That's it. That's a team name right there.
Always.
Yes. The assembled has joined us.
Here on the road trip.
Welcome, Chaps and Mr. Tom. Look at it. I am part of the Chaps. Is that good or bad?
You're a chap. No, that's good. I'm on the receiving end of this one because I'm not deemed to be part of the lads, clearly. So,
but you're Mr. Tom, so I don't know. What is that? If it was Mr. Tom and the Chaps, is that better than Chaps and
no,
Mr.
because
Tom?
then that would mean like
arguing over their name now, aren't we? It's like
I was going to say, if it was Mr. Tom and the Chaps, it would be like I'm destined to have a one-hit wonder single in about 4 years' time. Not that I'm going to say that I am better than Lionel Richie, but I am a little better than Lionel Richie.
There you go.
Well,
not financially. He's got a little bit more money than me. But at the same time, he couldn't tell you the scores of the Northern Irish Cup today. So swings and roundabouts,
yeah. Revenite FC has joined us.
Big up, John.
Gary and the Pookie Master, Sam. Hope you lads are well. There you go.
This team is in the mud. In the mud. Liverpool FC in the mud.
They are struggling. They're struggling. And they have injuries now, so that's even worse, right? So
yeah, not looking great. Not looking great.
Yeah. It's crazy, right? Because every time I have to look at the table to see where Liverpool is, they're a long way down. If you'd have told me at this point, at any point in the season, we would have 16 points on them, I wouldn't have believed it, right? Would not have believed it.
There's Wenger 2.0 going on with Klopp, yeah. Maybe Klopp's not changing his ways.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I know it's not all about Mane leaving, but that move and not picking up somebody even close. They needed somebody close to that. Even if it's multiple players to that. They might get it now with Gakpo in there, but they needed that to start the season, you know what I mean? So they can be at this point in the season with two youngsters maybe frigging things out. So I kind of, it might be a little while before Gakpo makes a big difference.
That's a good one, Riddy. Sorry, sorry.
What does that say?
No,
Riddy says,
it's fair to say. Yeah.
There you go.
And I got that instantly because I definitely have to do that to see my own team.
There you go. And what is this? Amazing when a manager wants to play high press with rinsed out. Yeah. You know, that's the crazy part is that you're asking, your captain to do things he could do whatever, 3 and 4 years ago when you were winning trophies. At some point that's going to end, right? At some point you're not going to be able to you should have to depend on him to do all the extra things that, you can't do because you've got an injury. That was a sign to like maybe, you know what? Let's reinforce, right? As many people say, the midfield. And you know what's funny? I listened to some of the Liverpool stations. They're always talking about their midfield being an issue. And this was not even this is years ago. We are today in the
sorry, guys. Breaking news. Sorry. Eastern Sports Club defeated Hong Kong FC 3-0 in the Hong Kong FA Cup. They call it that as well. The FA. They call their version the FA Cup. So just thought I'd throw that out there for fans of Hong Kong football.
There you go.
Because I know you're all out there, baby. You're all out there.
You've got
please continue.
Thunder Road in the house. Luis Diaz was the Mane replacement, in my opinion, but he's been injured since being taken off in Arsenal match. That is true. They are down some men.
I have a quick take on Liverpool. The reason they're stagnating is because they're literally stagnating. Their style of football is suited to young, hungry players that can maintain the intensity. They basically you've got to be able to be on it for 90 minutes, and if you're not, then you're going to get beat because you're never going
to be able to sustain that season after season after season with the same players. It's just not going to. You've got to find the right players that can keep it up. You've got to make sure you get the right players in that suit the system. And this is what we've seen Klopp do this before at Dortmund. He went from, winning everything to all of a sudden flopping completely, and he kept trying the same thing again and again. It wasn't working. And he left Dortmund, So, this is the thing. Are we seeing the same again with Liverpool now? Is he being stubborn in no, this is the system I want to play, and he doesn't really, care about actually making sure the players suit the system? I don't know. It's a bit strange at the moment with Liverpool.
Yeah. I mean, they actually, you could see the natural progression of the team, right? When they lost in the Champions League, and then they win the Champions League, they win the league, and then they're competing, they're getting trophies. Even last year, they're getting. You think you have an opportunity to win four of the 4 trophies that are available to you. You get half of them, and then the next year you're going to be hard pressed to even compete to finish in the top 4 in the league, right?
They would never win all 4 trophies.
No, but they had chances. They had chances. Yeah. So they had chances, just like City, to win that Champions League, and they both did the exact same thing. They weren't able to make that extra goal that they needed to finish off Real Madrid, and right. I think that's how that. I think the last 2 matches, right, Real Madrid kind of played the same way, it seemed.
I've rarely been so offended in football as when Man City conceded 2 goals a minute against Real Madrid. Partly because even the 1 goal would have still sent you through. So then you get the ball. It's not like Real Madrid scored and then Real Madrid have possession of the ball. You got the ball. How you put it in Rosette? Put it anywhere except what you actually did. I don't support Man City, but I was actively furious at them. It was like this is why Real Madrid win this shit, because you let them win it.
Yeah.
And also Liverpool were very unlucky in terms of when they were at their best in the league. They had Manchester City at their best as well, getting 100+ points. I mean, how you can get 98 points and not win the league? I mean, that must be so bloody. That must feel so horrible. You got 98 points, but you're not winning the league because Man City got 102. It's like bloody hell, Yeah,
it's Ravenite says 2 things need to happen to 2 people that are very stubborn. FSG need to invest, which they hardly ever do, and club needs to be more adaptable. Yeah. No, for sure. This is a comment here. The assembled. The latest is if Arsenal wins the league, that team can win the Champions League. That's the latest comment by who, and I think I saw that Deji Spurs. I think that's him. He is a crazy man.
Definitely a sandwich short of a picnic, isn't he?
Every time I go into the chat, he says,
"What is that Deji as in that YouTuber's brother, Deji?" Or
I don't
know. It's a weird Tottenham fan guy who puts out these clips.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, it was a guy who does YouTube and boxing and that.
Nah, Mr. Tom. He thinks he got the facts, Tom. Yeah,
I did facts. It was about Liverpool. My Liverpool take. They're not hungry enough anymore. They've got the demeanour of people that have already been there and won shit. They've won the Champions League. They've won the Premier League. People will say, but they want to win them again. It's like, but they obviously don't based on how they're playing.
Yeah. Let's see, here we go, Ravenite. Since we're kind of finishing up our chat on Liverpool, Klopp is trying to put Harvey Elliott in midfield. He is slow and more technical, and Thiago, which is not his game, and play to suit the players we have. We have too many number 10s, and we don't play a number 10. It's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, players are playing a bit out of their position, aren't they? which is not helping either. So it's a bit of a strange situation that's going on with Liverpool there now, that transition where Klopp really should be trying a different tactic and he's not. And the players who are there don't suit that high pressing, super press that they used to have. So it's not going to work for them, is it? So at the end of the day, either they have to bring in the right players or Klopp has to go and have to bring in someone who can do it.
Somebody, it's like somebody has to be the adult in the room kind of thing. Because you know what I mean? Somebody's going to have to just do the right thing. Because it's not like you don't have you would like to have that team and then be able to bring in some young players to make things to continue what you've started, right?
It's amazing how quickly they've dropped off, right? I mean, it's not long ago they won the Champions League. They were looking incredible in the league, 98 points. They were up, virtually unbeatable with that front three, Salah, Sane, Firmino, just playing so well together. Everything was just gelling so well for them. And now, a couple of seasons later, 3 start.
Yeah.
No,
it feels like 20 years because of COVID. It's about 4.
Yeah. That COVID period was really weird, wasn't it? Oh, geez.
Because that run they had was, do you think that run helped or hurt them when COVID came in and basically I know it hurt them from not being going invincible, but in terms of where they sit today.
No, they were they had already been beaten. They weren't invincible at that point. They lost, if I remember rightly, in the February, they lost a game against Watford, beat them 3-0, something like that. I may have it wrong, but I know Salah played like the game of his life. So, but Gary is right in that they were heading for many records at the time. And then it obviously hit a point where they had the 3 months off and they came back and it was like, well, you only have to win like 2 matches and you'll win the title. That's not factually right, but the sentiment. So then I think they didn't have a game against Chelsea that was like 5-4, or again I've got that factually wrong, but it was like silly. But that wouldn't have happened if like the pressure was on.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah, here we go. It's a mix of many things that came together and imploded. Us, these players have done everything, played every minute of every game, 4 years, no investment in failure at the final hurdle. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you're still depending on players 35 and up, right? I mean, is it who's the 38-year-old? I forget I don't know why the name slips my mind. I always talk about him. Huh?
Talking about James Milner.
Yeah,
he's still playing.
Yeah, and he's playing. He's doing what you need. You're not starting him. You bring him in.
He's not the player I'm talking about. Like the reason he is still going at 37 is because he has not lost the hunger. He is the consummate professional.
He's a good workhorse, isn't he? He's a workhorse.
Yeah, he could be 8 years old and you put him on the pitch and he'll give you 8 out of 10, but his effort will be 10 out of 10. Like, he is not who I'm talking about, but it's like the Salahs and the other players that are the bigger names. Obviously, you can't be perfect all the time, but you've got to be good more often than you're not, and currently they're not.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, you look at these ages of these players and you're like, the age dynamic isn't. I always talk about age dynamic, right? And they've got all the 30-year-olds that they need, more than enough anyways, but they don't have those 22 and 25-year-olds that are going to learn from them and then take their spot. And then when they're struggling, you just bring in the old guys to fill a spot while these guys get their head right. And then you kind of rotate it that way. So you don't have to, because you've got a decent, you should be able to bring in a lot of younger players now who would want to play for this squad, right? Yeah, you're right.
What those numbers show there is rather interesting. Is it shows these players.
He's pressed the free button a lot.
It shows that these players they're beyond, they're a bit over the hump now, aren't they? They're past their prime, and they were in their prime for Liverpool when Liverpool were at their best, right? Liverpool had those players, those core players, all in their best years, playing their best football, 26 to 28, at their absolute best, and now a few years later they're a bit over it, aren't they? Like 31, 32, and above. So they're not going to perform the same, are they? That's just what happens with footballers.
Yeah.
They lose that physical ability, especially Van Dijk, the poor guy with the injuries. After the injuries, now he's just lost a lot of his.
This is
what
made.
Step, hasn't he?
This is what made Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger elite managers. Was I heard a story, again, probably not going to be factually correct, but sentiment was like he once saw that Robert Pires was running 10 yards half a second slower than he was the season before. So he started phasing him out because he knew, like, well, he ain't going to make that at his age. He ain't going to make that back up. It's going to get worse.
Well, you've got to remember, Wenger had a policy of he wouldn't give anyone over 30 more than a 1-year contract.
Yeah. One, because you never know when the ball's going to drop and then they're done, right? Because
and I think Wenger's vindicated for that now. I think we can sort of understand that. I know a lot of Arsenal fans were pissed off with that. We're like, oh well, we didn't get to keep Vieira, we didn't get to keep Henry, blah blah blah. Well, you saw that maybe Henry still went on and did some good things, but Vieira was past his best when we finally got rid of him. Yeah. We went to Juventus.
Like that. I really didn't like that you kept bringing Henry back. I was like, why'd you have to keep doing that?
And
are you looking at the fixture list?
Yeah, no, but
the fixture list. Oh, we're playing Leeds. Better
Wenger had the right idea. You realise that players aren't at their best anymore past the age of 30. And that's why he didn't want players above 30, basically, and you can see why.
Yeah, I always bring this up, and I don't think I've said it in a while yet, but age dynamic to me is what Muller was when he was with Bayern Munich, and he was 22, and you had Ribéry and who's the old guy with the ball head? Why can't I think of the name?
You're talking about now? Who are you talking about? Sorry, what are you?
Bayern Munich, back when Muller was like 22.
Ribéry, and you had Robin.
Robin, yes. So Robin and them they were like in their 20, 25 and up age group, and Muller was 22. And then you saw Muller come in, and then he became the leader. They don't have that Muller now, right? Bayern Munich doesn't have that Muller now.
He's
that player they've gone a generation of players, and they still don't have that Muller player, right?
Doesn't matter for them so much, though.
No, but they're trying to win Champions League, right? Because they can always win a German league.
I get that, but it's not the jeopardy isn't as great for Bayern Munich because at worst they won't win the Champions League, but they'll win their league. Whereas, like for Liverpool, if you drop off, you might not even be in the Champions League.
True.
Yeah, the competition is much more fierce in the Premier League. I must say that, and I think that
you're not right. Like I get what Gary's saying, and he's not. Everything he said is right, but you just got to have that caveat that with Bayern Munich, the sense of jeopardy is completely different. At worst, they'll finish second, and they'll still be in it.
But Bayern Munich have had this fantastic transfer policy and ability where they go out and buy players in their prime, so they've got the top level players in their prime. At the same time, they bring in fantastic talents from their own academy, and also they'll buy top talents elsewhere, and they'll have that fantastic mixture of talents in their team, and they know how that works, and it's worked very well for them. But those players in their prime, they have so many who are in their prime, and it works so well for them.
Yeah, but their true transfer policy is to neuter their opponents because
they get all their best talents. That's what they do. They buy all their best talents.
Yeah. But they didn't just take Lewandowski from Borussia Dortmund at a time when they were literally the Champions League final, the pair of them. They took him for free.
Yeah.
They didn't even compensate Dortmund because obviously it's not their fault. It's like the contract ran out. But it was like you've literally killed two birds with one stone because you've took their best player and you've paid them fuck all for him.
Yeah, and whose fault is that? That's Borussia Dortmund's fault.
It's Dortmund's fault. It's massively Dortmund's fault.
Because they've done the stupid thing of thinking, oh well, we'll keep hold of him and someone will come and buy him in the end, and they fucking didn't.
Whenever a team there's very rare this will happen, but there'll be like a time like Werder Bremen wins the Bundesliga, and then you look at who's their top scorer that year, and then you go next summer, Bayern Munich have bought him.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, it's similar to Rangers and Celtic. Whenever a player from the other 10 teams in Scotland bangs 20, 30 goals in, a bidding war starts between the two of them. And and then it's sort of like, yeah, that's great for the club, but ultimately you've just then gave them another reason why you're going nowhere. Like, yeah, you can keep the lights on, which ultimately is your aim as a business, I understand, but it doesn't help football that those two teams just basically stockpile based on what you have that's half decent.
And it's like Havertz was on his way to Munich as well, and Chelsea came in and managed to sabotage that like they've done with all these other bids. But yeah, even Havertz was on his way to Bayern Munich. He'd probably been a lot better for him as well.
Yeah,
talking about Bayern Munich. Sorry, I've got to bring this up. Bayern Munich put out a tweet, right? Sorry, I'll find it, but they put out a tweet, and it was basically a list of, it was basically 6 of their club crests, and they said the evolution of Bayern, and then someone wrote above it, "Don't be shy, show us your crest between 1939 and 1945." And then, it's because it turns out, I don't know if it's sharp on camera, but that was their crest between 1940. Yeah. To be fair, all the clubs had to have it. Yeah, all the clubs had to have it, like, to be fair. But it was still, it was like, that's a bit cheeky, isn't it? It was the don't be shy that got me. It was don't be shy.
Yeah, no, it's obviously it's that revised history stuff, isn't it? It's like, we'll conveniently forget those 5-6 years.
The dark times, which admittedly were. Just because we were talking about Bayern, I was like, wait a minute, something happened with them recently on Twitter. Sorry.
No, you're right.
Sorry, everyone, and apologies if that offended anyone.
No, I'll tell you what, this is the trip, and you come here and you learn so much. You got Professor Tom teaches us football history. You learn so much here. Yeah, you learn something new every time.
Yeah,
and it's usually offensive,
and that's what we like.
There was a question. There was I know we did. We talked about this already about Deji and his comments, but the key will be a North London derby coming up when we play them, and we'll see how that all pans out. Are you guys think? You guys think?
Who've they got in the Champions League? Sorry, just I'll have a look, because like they're making claims like that, but who are they actually playing in?
I think they have a big. I actually believe they have a big match.
They're playing AC Milan, the Italian champions. So
yeah, they got
They can win the Champions League. I'll be surprised if they even win the first knockout round.
Yeah,
AC Milan will give them a good game.
Yeah,
we'll find out come February 14th, Valentine's Day, but maybe not for Spurs.
Yeah, no love for them.
Yeah. No, I mean, the one thing at least our team should be feeling when they go into that match is it doesn't matter what happened the last 9 years. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're not the team from last year for sure, and we're definitely not the team from the last 8 years. Going into that match, we should have enough confidence, and Arteta needs to pick these guys up and have them ready to go. And as I said, clog that toilet bowl in the first 5 to 10 minutes, and then we won't have to listen to them for the rest of the match. So,
can I answer a question the Assemble asked about 20 minutes ago?
Yeah, no, I have it in my list.
Thank you. It's just a quick answer. It's not. It won't take much of time. What do I believe would be a good season for Leeds? Well, the Assembled, the good season for Leeds, for me, would be if we get to the final day and our staying up doesn't depend on winning that particular football match. That would be a good season for Leeds.
There you go. Yeah.
Short and sweet.
There's not enough offensive in the world anymore. Good on you, Mr. Tom. There you go. AC Milan, thank you there, the Assembled. And Sam, there's a question for you here.
Mm-hmm.
Why you shouldn't give a fishing rod to a local in a Liverpool restaurant?
Probably so he can't fish himself in the arsehole.
God.
What does that even mean?
I don't. What?
Wait. No. I've already imagined. I'm going to act it out. You know, like when in cartoons. I bet no one does this in real life, but you know, like in cartoons, when like they'll sling it backwards and then throw it forwards, like make a really big shove it. They slung it backwards, but then the hook went down, but up, and it went right. It went right up your ring piece, and then basically you went like that, and you end up throwing yourself over.
Get some nice brown fish. Some nice brown fish, a nice brown halibut.
Chocolate starfish.
I don't think that's where. I don't think that's where Riddy was going, but we will find out in a bit.
They went fishing for chocolate starfish, Riddy. That's the answer.
It's a Limp Bizkit album, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the year 2001.
Dante doesn't do well in Champions League either. There you go. So now, this is the assemblage for sure. We need to.
Yeah, we need to go in there for once.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think this team is what you call it, noise proof in a sense that I don't think they're listening to the noise, and they're not taking any kind of they're not taking previous performances. Yeah.
But we need to go there.
I threaten an Arsenal player on Twitter every night. I'd always pick a different one, so it's different. Spice it up a bit.
There you go. This is the answer because he'll steal your car keys from your table.
Right. Shouldn't give a fishing rod to a local because he'll steal your car keys. That makes no fucking sense.
No, because he'll use the fishing rod to steal your car keys.
Why the fuck would he bother to do that?
So he can have your car and take the hubcaps from it.
Yeah, but the fishing, how's he going to fish the fucking... I know it's a joke and all that, but I'm just trying to think logically through this.
He can get them out of your pocket. He could, put the line... I'm doing really a massive favour here because I'm reaching just so it works.
Also, he's gonna fish in your fucking pocket while you sit there and eat fucking fish and chips.
Or if you're stupid enough to put your stuff on the table and then you look away for a second, he go yoink.
All right, okay. Well, this is why taking drugs not good, okay? Children, drugs not good, okay? You take too many drugs, Class A drugs not good. You turn into Riddy, and you tell jokes like that make no fucking sense. So Riddy, that's bad, okay? No more cocaine, methamphetamine, fucking amphetamine, fucking with crack. None of that, please, okay? Riddy, stick to the normal, stick to the Haribo. Haribo gets me, Riddy, okay? No Class A drugs, Riddy. It's bad, okay?
Yeah, he's got to explain the joke, so it's gone. I'm watching a couple of games right now. Got Brentford against West Ham and Coventry City against.
I'm gonna get very
Wrexham.
suspicious if someone's got a fishing rod, fucking fly fishing on the table in front of me. And I see they're getting very close to my keys. I'm going to get very fucking suspicious. Like I say, number one, why are you fly fishing in the fucking restaurant in front of me on my table?
I got your joke, really. I got it. I understood it, all right? I'm surprisingly generous when it comes to shit jokes, all right?
Oh, man.
No, he really knows I'm joking with him.
I want to laugh, all right? I want the jokes to be good, so I try to make them good for myself.
Riddy's
more importantly than anything.
Had a lot of good jokes. He's had a lot of good jokes. I must admit it, but that one's not one of them.
Mm. Yeah, if Conte loses to Arsenal and AC Milan, I personally believe he'll leave and make Gunnosaurus manager. That's the assembled. I wanted to see him go down with the ship. That's all.
Is Gunnosaurus back? Is he back?
For ages. Yeah.
No, because I was furious when you got rid of Gunnosaurus. It's like, have you no respect? Have you no respect for a green dinosaur?
There you go.
No, it's tough being a green dinosaur, I'll tell you that.
I know. There's only one job going, being a green dinosaur.
Yeah.
And you sacked him from it. I mean, what's he meant to get after that?
Yeah.
And he wasn't allowed outside. And he had to wear a mask.
Could be some kind of cheap extra at Universal Studios or something, but yeah, apart from that.
You really can't see us losing.
He couldn't get the Jurassic World gig.
No.
They use computers and all that now. So
yeah, CGI's taken over. That's it. Gunnosaurus, that's it. He has to pack his bags and go.
Yeah.
That's true, BX. It's true.
We're back there now, are we?
Oh man, you know what, you guys,
Tony's shirt once supervised its own birth.
I just no. Can we stop? I don't even want to give the man. He's not even on the show. Why are we even talking about him?
Yeah, no Tony shirt talk on here now.
I don't even want to put the. I'm going to put it up anyways because I always put everybody's quotes up. But this one, come on.
You know his ears have perked up. You know how like they say like you get a shiver down your spine if people are talking about you. Well, his shirt's probably just got the equivalent of a shirt erection because his shirt's just like they're talking about us, boss.
Swing, bada swing.
Shared one sucker dick and the whole world laughed. Oh man, yeah. Thanks. Just one Tony joke a show. Oh, here's a joke. We got a joke here from the assembled. Wait. How do you hold an idiot in suspense?
That one's older than my fucking grandmother, that one.
Good one.
It's a classic, though. It's a classic.
And then the people that don't get it are like, what's going on? You're not answering our question. Yeah. You know what? I would take a point there as well, but I think the last match and this match have to build on each other, and we can't take a point. A point would be disappointing. You know what I mean? Like the last match, we needed to get, we needed to be a little bit better and get the 3 points, and this one should be based on the last time we played away, even more incentive. We're going to have a stronger back line as long as we stay healthy there. Our wingers are young, older, 1 year older, and if Nketiah just shows up, they'll surprise us hopefully, and we'll need a big surprise from Eddie. Yeah,
I just want to go. I'd love to go to that toilet bowl and finally beat them there because we haven't been able to do it yet. We've had a few good games there, a couple of bad games, but not been able to beat them. And I just want to go there and beat them. I love. Of course, beating Tottenham's fantastic, no matter what. But to beat them in that fucking toilet bowl stadium that they love and cherish so much now, I just love it so much.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, we just
had a Tottenham fan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gary, I had a Tottenham fan come into work, and he showed me videos of him. He went to Tottenham versus Leeds, and he was showing me videos that he took, and I'm sat there like, I'd love to shove that phone down your throat, or just I was like, fuck off. He's like, this is just after they scored the 4th goal. And he filmed the replay of the goal on the big screen or whatever it was. I was like, you motherfucker.
You know what? Yeah. I just see Riddy saying we must beat Manchester United at home. Of course we must, because they are just surging up the table now. They're in so good form. They are looking very good. Ten Hag has got that team playing well now.
Yeah.
And they are looking strong. And I'll tell you what, Man United, they are going to be very tough.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Our team should be pissed. So, once again, you always got to play for something. The last time we played in these, we played at away.
Wrexham.
Yeah, Sorry. I just saw that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wrexham just scored. I just caught the end of that. But, the last 2 matches, like these 3 matches that we've played, right? Newcastle, what did they do to us last time we played them? We didn't like that. We played a much better game. I think it would have been nice to get the 3 points, but not. But I think going into this, I think most people said they're hoping to get 7 points. Well, we got 1, so now we got to win the next 2. This team can do that. They definitely can do that.
Yep.
Dodge. Kane going to get a penalty, but it doesn't really matter if they lose. You know what I mean? That's as far as that's what I'm going to say about that. I think we can just we'll put them back in their place.
Yeah, put them in their fucking place.
Riddy, we need to beat them. Confidence-wise, it would give them a major boost. Yeah, we just show them that, the trick to hold, no matter what happens, as long as we don't lose to them, I'll be happy, but we need to get wins, right? And
I just can't stand, if we lose to Spurs, all context and reality just goes out the window, right? Yeah. It's like, even though they're still many points behind us. They're still not threatening anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But you just know that if they win that game, it's going to be like winning the league title for them. Fucking Twitter is going to melt down, and everyone's going to be, oh, Spurs are much better than Arsenal. Oh, blah 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 blah. Oh, we're back. Spurs are back. Conte's going to be vindicated, and held as a genius again. I just can see it coming if they beat us.
True. Yeah. And we all.
That's what I'm aiming for next week, really. Sorry.
Yeah. What was this for final score you said?
No, final score is a BBC program that happens during the football, where basically if there's a goal, like the host to be talking, and then someone watching the game shouts out "goal," and then they talk about the goal, and then it'll go back to the host, and there'll be another and that just happens for 2 hours.
Very nice.
Really said nice. That's what just happened. But we're hopefully going to attempt that next week with the Premier League back.
Yes, it'd be good to try that with the Premier League.
Martin
we did it
comments on talks.
Week.
What did he say to anybody? Remember? I don't know what he said because he always says
comments on talks about what? Oh, Talksport. Comments on Talksport. I think he's talking about the Arteta thing, isn't he? The
celebration or the his attitude on the sidelines.
And also, he had to go at Richard Keys, didn't he? About always having to go at Arteta, saying Richard Keys basically, no one listens to him, no one knows who he is anymore.
Yeah, but it's easy to tell why Richard Keys don't like Arteta. It's because he's not Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
He likes Richard Keys I like proper football men, right? Yeah. Whatever that means, yet you all know what that means, even though it's a stupid sentence, but you know what he means. And it's basically any job that comes up, I'm going to suggest Sean Dyche or Sam Allardyce.
Yeah.
My mates.
No, I believe that Arteta is in his, even though he's in his fourth year, so he's still a young manager. The things that he's doing on the sidelines, I know it's unbecoming for the young kids and all of that. That's what I'm hearing. But he's going to learn. I don't think what he's doing is wrong. He'll learn how far he can cross that line. All right.
Yeah.
And he'll learn from it. He's only in his fourth year. A manager in his fourth year is not managing an Arsenal team and sitting at the top of the table, 5 points, right? No, that's not how this thing works, right?
No.
That's not how it works. He's supposed to be in League 2 or whatever country he's in, figuring this thing out, screaming at the officials, getting the yellow card, the red card, whatever it is, and learning from it and moving on. And he's not.
I think Tom wants to go. Let Tom go. He's ready to go.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Well, no. I don't know if I've made this up, dreamed it, or imagined it, but I'm pretty certain in my mind there has been a tweet of Richard Keys. He's got a photo of Arteta like 2 yards outside his technical area, and he's sitting there going, "How is this allowed? How is this allowed? Arteta again."
Yeah.
Just, I don't know if that really happened or if I've made it up, but it sounds like something Richard Keys would do.
No, you're right. He tweeted. He did that. He had a picture of Arteta, taken from footage outside the technical area. And
they scored again.
Like,
Goal!
How does he constantly get away with this? Basically.
Yeah. Go on, Gary.
Yeah. I think I'm seeing it here. My daughter is on the. What is this? This
took a turn I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the picture, but I don't see the picture.
Oh.
But Richard Keys just shut up because he's just an old misogynist bastard anyway. I mean,
well, they're talking about. Well, I put in Richard Keys and Arteta. It talks about
absolutely slated women's football. They can't stand women's football. They made horrible comments about women's football. They're dinosaurs. Talk about Gunnosaurus and dinosaurs. They're the pair of them, Keys and Gray. They're dinosaurs. That's why they're shoved out in the desert there. We're together with all the other crazies.
I'd like to tell my favourite Andy Gray story. It related to their egos, right? Sorry.
Go on.
Gary, did you have anything important? Because this is nonsense. This is genuinely nonsense.
I want to hear the Andy Gray story.
Okay. You know how like when the News of the World existed in England, it was notorious for like it either conducted stings or kiss and tell stories. Well, there was a kiss and tell story in Andy Gray, and it was a woman, like, you know, nice looking woman sort of thing, and it was like the sort of person that would definitely be charmed by an ex-footballer that could afford to take her out, sort of thing. And her story, basically, it was the usual sort of thing, right, where you might have read, say, Leonardo DiCaprio, for example. I don't know if he actually does this, but he'd take a woman home from a club and like he'd show them why he was famous. They know why he's famous, but he wants to show off a bit. And it's basically like, here is a movie I was in. I was in this movie, watch the movie, and then do what he originally wanted to do. Andy Gray's one was he would make her watch. He made her watch Premier League football that he had commentated on. He's not even on camera, like visually. Like it was basically like, oh, this is the time Paolo Di Canio scored a great volley, and and my analysis of it was like, go on, son, because he was great. He was great at the analysis. So I'm not taking that away from him. Like, and he used to do this thing where he'd make fictional conversations. I mean, I'd do it. Like, it'd be like the players like, go on, son, and then the player said back to him, of course I'm going to take it. It's on a plate, or whatever, in his Scottish accent. Like he'd invent the conversation. Obviously, never happened because they're just kicking a football. But he showed this woman this, and she was like, "I couldn't wait to get out of there."
Yeah, I heard that. I go through the chat real quick. My wife told me she doesn't listen to Twitter anymore because of Elon Musk. I find all my news there, so it's kind of hard for me to wean myself off of it just yet. So I don't know where else you get your like, you know, instant access to something, some comment, some news. Yeah. Assemble that. So you think? Go ahead.
I will listen to most people on Twitter and give them a chance, unless they've paid for Twitter, and then I'll be like, "No, you have nothing of value that I want to know."
Yeah.
Paid for Twitter.
Yeah, the assembled is like, do you think Arteta's over the top? It doesn't take away. We haven't got a plan B. That is, well, you know what? Plan B, Plan B, you got to have players for it. And he's shown us he doesn't have the players for plan B, at least on the attacking side. Right now we now know that I think Nketiah can come on, hopefully. And he doesn't need 90 minutes to figure this thing out. He just needs to know that he can do it. And I believe he's shown he can do it. But if he comes in for 20 minutes in the future, he should be able to give us something, right?
Yeah. I do think Arteta's over the top. I do think he should be reprimanded for much of his behaviour on the touchline. But I'm more amused by how much it upsets Richard Keys.
Okay, I get that part. I get that part. But you first one, you talk about this nonsense. Now you're lying to our face because you're lying. You're lying.
About what?
That he's over the top.
Well,
you're lying. Arteta.
Well, Richard Keys had a photo of him outside his technical area and nothing happened. I mean, say what you will about Richard Keys, but he's right. In the literal sense, he's right. Like, he's outside his box and nothing happened. Like,
I'm not. No, you're not getting this. No, I don't care what you say. He's not over the top. Nah. The man's not. Sam, what do you think? You think?
No, it's. I think it's good that he's not. I think it's good that he shows the passion and everything, but technically he is breaking the rules. But they don't enforce those rules. That's the thing, right? They don't enforce them. So it's like, why bother? Why care? It's like I agree with Tom. It's much more fascinating that Richard Keys spends his waking fucking minutes alive thinking about Arteta running outside the technical area. That's all he cares about.
I want him to do it because it winds him up. It is wrong, and he should be told off for it.
Yeah, but you spend all your waking minutes worrying about that.
Like you say, we're discussing it, so I'm saying like he is wrong and he shouldn't be doing it. But the fact that he does do it and it upsets Richard Keys to the point where he seemingly has a camera trained on him at all times, specifically for the purpose of complaining about him, is a lot funnier. So I'm perfectly okay with Mikel Arteta carrying on.
the guy's obsessed with Mikel Arteta, and I think it's some kind of deep-rooted jealousy and some kind of awe for him for what he's managed to achieve and do in such a short period of time. It's actually stupid the way he goes on about him, and it makes Richard Keys look much more stupid than what Arteta does.
Apologies, everyone. I could do 2 hours on Richard Keys and Andy Gray. I just could.
What sport is Riddy talking about? Aren't we only talking about football?
Riddy's on crack tonight. We know that.
Because you said Wrexham goal, right? And then and then you went silent for a bit, and then you said something about, but my daughter was watching, and then we're all saying like, okay, that was a sentence I wasn't expecting you to say.
I said my daughter was watching something.
Yeah. Something like that.
Or your daughter. You said something
that
about
came
your
out of your, it came out of your mouth, and we're all sitting there like, just tell us the score of Wrexham, please.
I don't even remember. Why would I? That is.
Yeah.
I don't remember saying that.
I'm not imagining this because Sam just qualified. You did say it, but I was like, we all sitting again. Yeah. Okay, Gary.
About your daughter. She said my daughter something. It wasn't very clear what you said, but
probably.
I do mumble, but I didn't realize I did that on the show today.
And that's why I said I was expecting that to happen. But
all right, I don't know. My mind blipped. There we go.
Andy Gray would have been like, he's considering talking about his daughter, but his brain is like, go on, son, talk about your daughter. And then Gary's lips are like, you're right, Breen, I will talk about my daughter. And then we're like, all right, what's going on?
I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, he should not. You know what? The fact that the team, the players, like, how many times have we been reprimanded by the FA for stuff that everybody else does? Like, I know other teams get the same thing, but it's ridiculous. In that match, when that official was surrounded by the white and black shirts, pretty much for the 53 minutes or 43 minutes of actual football time, or the other 37 minutes or 47 minutes of the match when they were surrounding him, right? Whatever.
Can I share something about football that is genuinely fascinating? I'll get to that as well. That I find fascinating. Based on, obviously, Arsenal fans were quite emotional following that Newcastle game, and a lot of things were said about Newcastle and their conduct and their behaviour. But previous to that, you had all year sat there going, they're a great football team, they're amazing, it's like, but I'm pretty sure they behave in a similar way to other teams as they did against you. So maybe they're just pricks all year round.
Being a prick and having good results aren't like mutually exclusive. They can happen in the same plot. They can happen to the same squad.
They've played a lot more forward-thinking football in many games than they did against us. Against us, they just parked the bus and just wanted to create as much havoc as possible.
Yeah, Arteta fell for it like he always does. Like, at some point, he should know within the first 10 minutes of the match what they're going to do and have an answer for it immediately. Because I keep saying this is not the first time a team will just sit there and go, you know what? We're going to play disciplined football on the back end. You're going to have to break us down and figure out a way to break us down. And we have answers. We have answers. And I think in that match, Martinelli should have been the answer, and we didn't get to utilize him enough.
It's a good result.
Saka showed that he can do it, right? And Martinelli we need to find an answer with him.
Yeah, we had enough opportunities in our attacking play. It was just whenever we got to the final third, we were just not decisive enough. We weren't making the right decisions. You know, they were in good positions. They defended well, but we got into several positions where if we'd have made the right decision or a different decision, we would have had a good chance, of scoring a goal. But that just didn't really happen. Combination of us making the wrong decisions and not doing the right thing in the final third, and them doing very well with their low block. They just had a low block and had two very tight lines, and it worked very well.
Sure. So, Mr. Tom, you said you wanted to answer this question.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm sure most people know what happened in that situation. But to cut a long story short, during a Champions League semi-final, I believe in 2004, could be wrong. It was 3 or 4. Ron Atkinson was doing commentary for ITV, the Andy Gray role for ITV, and basically he said a word about Marcel Desailly, which I am obviously not going to repeat, but he obviously thought the microphone wasn't on, but apparently a microphone was on that basically went to a feed in another country, and it got out. And he basically got blackballed from football ever since. And what happened to him after that? I believe there was a documentary on the BBC about him trying to like rehabilitate his image and stuff. And like he'd go to focus groups where he was essentially told off for what he did and things like that. And I don't know what he's doing now, but it's never going to be in football.
Isn't he?
So.
I think he passed away, Ron Atkinson.
No,
I don't
says
think
he's still,
he did.
Wikipedia says he's still alive, 83 years old.
No, it's just his career that's been dead for 20 years.
His career's been dead. Sorry. Yeah. No, he has been past it, though, hasn't he? I mean, he was already when that incident happened. He was,
He did invent to be fair to him, though, he did invent a lot of sayings that are now in commentary football, like football commentary. Like I think lollipop, reducer. I think those are big Ron sayings. That's where like you leave one on the striker in the first minute to let him know you're there. But no, it was highly disappointing because he was a very good co-commentator. And it was like, Ron.
Well, you do the wrong thing.
He doesn't have a. Well, he does. Yeah. I just saw the comment that they said there, but he hasn't learned from it because like it seems like 9 years later he's still saying really poor judgment. He's got a little poor judgment in what he says, so he's probably destined, as you say, never going to grace the TV screen on a regular basis.
The thing that makes it disappointing, and like this is like Assembled's got to it, but he was well known for like basically bringing through a lot of black footballers into teams, and like if he had never said that, and you'd have never known that he uses words like that, he would have been held right now as a sort of progressive figure for football in that way.
Yeah.
So he really shot himself in the foot, basically.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good things in the Wikipedia about him, but that one big section there about his it actually has it's a whole segment on racist comments.
Yeah.
That's probably not a good thing when they can make up like they have like 4 or 5 different times you said something like that. You probably shouldn't have said like usually it's a one-time thing and then you either disappear or you don't say it. That's
not.
He's got a collection.
He's got his own section in the Wikipedia.
Like you tend to do well in life when it says celebrities or that do well when it says career, early life, career, personal life, achievement / honours, right? You're like, oh, they've done really well. When it says controversies, you're like, oh, this is interesting. When it says racist incidents, you think, oh, well, we're going down a rabbit hole here, lads. But
he didn't learn. He didn't learn. Yeah.
No. One thing he did do, sorry, I'd like to point out, like, because a lot of people don't know this happened. He was part of an experiment on TV in the early 90s where basically he did analysis of a football match during the football match while he was managing the football match. His team were playing and they kept putting the mic on him while the match was going on. Obviously, I didn't continue that, but I thought it happens to be him. But watching it is quite surreal.
Yeah,
they're like, let's go down to Ron
in the dugout. It's one of those things where I wonder what he's thinking, and then now you get to hear that.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, all right, that's how they do it. Pep kicks bottle towards Leeds bench. Nothing is said, but when Arteta shows passion, he's over the top. So, like Mr. Tom said that my manager Arteta has got problems, but a man kicked a bottle at his own team's bench, and he never said a word. Why is that, people? Sam, why?
Well,
You okay with the bottle getting flung at his,
obviously
at his own bed?
it's clearly my agenda.
Not your time.
Clearly
Not
my
your time.
agenda against Arteta. Clearly.
Sam, we'll go to Sam first, and then I'll let you stew on it. The man said Arteta's got problems, but his own team had to duck a bottle getting kicked at them, and he said no words about that.
Yeah, but we were quick enough to do it, so it didn't matter.
Can't hear you. You need to wait your turn.
Pep kicked towards the Leeds bench, didn't he? But you could see he was immediately sorry about it. That's the thing, right?
That's what I was going to say.
He was immediately sorry about it. It's like, he's realised he's done something stupid, and he went straight over and apologised.
Yeah.
For
he
me,
knew he
that
fucked
is where
up.
the difference lies, really.
Yeah. So Arteta's supposed to apologize to the line.
No, he's supposed to not do it.
No, you just said he's supposed to apologize to the line.
Area. That's what he's supposed to not do. Yeah,
that's what you just said.
Yeah, but
and you're going to say he should have kicked. He didn't kick the ball and walk off.
Arteta won't accept that he's done something wrong. That's the point. Where Pep immediately understood and accepted that he did something wrong and showed that. Should he still be punished? Yes, I think he's still broken a rule and in the heat of the moment and broken a rule and should be punished. Absolutely. I don't think he should escape punishment. But, you can understand why Arteta would get punishment.
All right, you're not on my side. All right, Mr. Tom, you get your say.
No, that's what I'm getting at. As much as I'm going to say I have an agenda against Arteta just for comedic value, the facts are he stands outside his technical area, and that's a breach of the rules. Now, I don't particularly care that he does it, especially not compared to a certain individual initialed RK. But at the same time, if you're telling me should he be punished for it, I'm going to go, well, yeah, because he breached the rules. That's it. That's not me. That's deep down. That's not I hate art. Like I'd say the same. Jesse Marsch does it, but Jesse Marsch gets booked every match, so he does get punished. Jesse
Marsch is passionate like Arteta is.
Jesse Marsch has a book. Jesse Marsch will be one of the most booked people in the history of the Premier League, and he's probably only going to be.
But he's probably only getting booked because he's American. You guys hate Americans.
There we go.
Well,
we hate Americans.
No.
Arteta's passionate and understands exactly what he's doing. He should. He definitely should understand that. I mean, he's been coached by the best, right? So he knows exactly what he can and shouldn't do. So I believe that as well. I think he's got to learn. He's got to learn.
Yeah. What I'd say about Pep, though, relating to what Pep did, I think the embarrassment of him doing that is punishment enough in terms of, well, you shouldn't have done it, and you apologised immediately after because you fucked up. That's it. Yeah. It's done with. You're on camera doing it, and you look like a plonker.
True.
That's it.
Yeah, I always go back to on this comment here. I hope we find solutions to the Newcastle tactics as we will see these tactics employed against us more. Here's the thing. When we saw these tactics, which was 2 seasons ago, when Burnley got when we didn't beat them and they got 3 points, I think, out of the 4 points, I guess, against us. They employed the same tactics. They got lucky with some non-calls, some handballs that weren't called. Similar scenario. So he's seen this before. That's Arteta. So he's seen this before. So it's not like, well, it's going to happen now. No, it's happened before. You have to be really good to be able to do that for 90 minutes, though. Nobody can do it for 90 minutes consistently. And like every game we play is different. So I kind of feel like, nah. I don't think
Newcastle did it very well. They had the type of players that suited that type of play very well. Like you say, many of the other teams they can't play that way because their players are not suited to it. So they're going to, play a bit more attacking, counter-attacking football. But yeah, Newcastle do have the players to sit deep that they have done previously, and it worked well for them because their players, like the likes of Dan Burn and that lot, they like sitting deep.
Yeah. No.
They've conceded the least goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just worked well for them to counter attack, sit deep and counter attack. But there have been games where they have attacked more against certain teams.
No,
They haven't
you scored three. You scored 3 on City. I think that
Yeah.
shows that you have the ability if you want to, and the other team is going to. I think we are a bigger threat now than City was then, and they didn't realize it. But yeah, that's not happening, I think, anymore. City's going to go down 3-0 and still come back and get a point. Right? So Arteta's living in a Keys rent free. Yeah, I shouted goal because Coventry City just scored a goal on the 35th minute. They are in the 40th minute now, though.
So what's going on?
So if Arteta didn't jump around and stay grounded while talking shite, he would look better.
We're going to win him 1-0 at Luton for anyone who's interested in that particular third round FA Cup.
What's happening? Sorry?
Wigan Athletic, former winners in 2014, 13 or 14, 1 or 2, 2013, I think, are currently winning 1-0 at Championship side Luton.
There you go.
And the current Wigan manager is Kolo Touré.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
Former Invincible, I believe.
Yep.
Yes.
Two-time is he a two-time Invincible?
Yeah.
Because he was the guy that also went to Celtic?
No, Kolo Touré didn't go to Celtic. No.
You do have a player in your Invincible squad that also went unbeaten with Celtic. Someone really know this.
Was it Kolo
really
Touré?
would know.
Did he go to Celtic? He went to City. Did he go to Celtic after City? I can't remember.
Internet will find out.
Let's see what it says.
Yeah, it was him that went to Celtic. Yeah, that's right. I forgot he went to Celtic.
2017, he played 9 league games, but didn't lose any of them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll take the 1 point against City because we didn't lose. But I mean, I think we could have won that one. As somebody said, that is nowhere near our worst match of the season. So there's nothing to be disappointed in the result. I think our performance was pretty good. The result didn't come out.
It's just football, Gary. You've played worse and won, and you've played better and lost. That's
true.
Because you didn't play bad at Old Trafford, but you lost.
True. Yep, that team and United are next up for us. Oxford United hopefully is a blip, and we don't have to be too concerned about it. Hopefully our bench doesn't have to come in and save the day. Hopefully they don't. Let's see, what is it? What has many supporters upset and edgy is anxiety of the transfer window. Yeah. Well, that will, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it'd be nice to have some numbers come in. At least I understand Mudryk is the number one target, but you got to tell me it's got to be a second and third target that we can afford to bring in. And I hate hearing this. Well, if you go out and you spend money on this player, then the one you're at right now you can't get because you're showing that you have more money. Of course we have more money. Of course we have more money. We're always going to have more money. I mean, you can always spend exactly what they want, but we don't need to do that. That doesn't make any sense.
I think the Assembled's comment, his latest comment, is the best comment of the show.
All right, we'll get to that really quick. I'll just run through these. This is that comment you had there, Martin.
Nope. At 6:12.
No, I know. I said I'll go through some of these comments, Mr. Tom. That's what I said.
I understand. I understand. I'm
giving people their airtime. They put their comments in.
Yeah. They're all stars. They're all my favourite people. Even Miss Melina. She must have smelled that I was praising the comment section. So
there you go. I know a lot of people want to see Newcastle finish top 4 to knock some of those teams with a lot of money down a peg. So, yep. There you go. Kolo Touré. I did see that it was undefeated for both. All right. So here we go. Sorry, I was gonna mute and then
bless you.
I forgot to do that. Thanks.
Oh, bless you.
And the assembler says, "You're right, Mr. Tom. I don't know what you're right about."
You're right. He's right about color today.
I didn't know. Like, to be fair, I've been right about 90% of things today, so it could.
No,
could
you're
be.
really wrong about Arteta, but and Sam for some reason backed you up, or basically didn't back me up. So that's why I'm more pissed.
Because that was part of the 90%. I was right, but
So Miss Melina is joining us. Welcome to the show, Miss Melina.
Welcome, Miss Melina.
Miss Melina enjoyed my review on the Newcastle game. So there you go. So there you go. And then a little pleasant.
No one else gets intro like that in the comment section. I'll be like, ready. or sorry. No, I'll do it for more because like they're all like children to me. They're all my children. See, my YouTube children.
All right, so here we go, real quick. Brentford and West Ham are still 0-0. Coventry 1 to Wrexham 2. Grimsby Town and Burton Albion is still 0-0. Luton Town, Wigan, like you said, Wigan just scored lately. Sheffield Wednesday, sorry. And Newcastle is still 0-0.
That only started 15 minutes ago, though, to be fair.
Yeah, and the late match today is Liverpool and the Wolves. So there you go.
Just a quick comment on if you happen to catch any of the goals of today's actions, watch out for Alexis McAllister's first goal. He came on in the 46th minute and he scored a rather saucy goal to make it 3-1 to Brighton, and then he scored again. Wasn't as good this time, but it was some good stuff. It's not a tactics truck goal. Don't worry, it's not a tactics truck goal, but it might be in 10 years' time. It won't be. I've forgotten it by tomorrow because I don't support Brighton or Argentina. So, yeah.
Oh, there you go. The assembled. Oh, sorry, didn't finish the sentence. Leads are nonsense. So there you go. I thought I said Grimsby Town. Did I not say that? If I didn't, I stand corrected. What a show. Come back and raise your value some more. What a way to come back and raise your value some. There you go. You have a tactics truck for us?
I did prepare a tactics truck specifically for the third round of the FA Cup.
All right. So you know what, people? You know what time it is? It is that time.
Here we go.
The scene was Edgar Street in Hereford. The date, the 5th of February, 1972. It's a third round replay between Hereford United and Newcastle United. And I can't remember how far away they were from each other in geography, but I can tell you for a fact that Hereford were in the 5th tier of the English football system. Newcastle were in the 1st. Newcastle take a 1-0 lead through Malcolm McDonald, I believe his name is. Tip, great header, ball comes over, Bosh, header, goal, top division player, Newcastle legend. Not a legend of me, but Arsenal Geordies, they'll know who he is. And then the ball is pinging around the middle of the pitch. And let me tell you something about this pitch. I've seen toilets that look less shitty than this pitch. Okay, this pitch was an absolute state. You can see more brown than green. Like I've actually seen less shit in the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it's fucking full of it. But anyway, Ronnie Radford wins the ball back just on halfway in a foul. In a tackle that if it happened now, he would have not only been cautioned, he'd have been sent off the pitch. But referee in 1972, play ball. Passes the ball to someone whose name isn't said in the footage that I watched, so I don't know who he is. And then basically passes it back. And then Ronnie Radford smashes the ball. He smashes it harder than Stan Collymore smashed Ulrika Johnson's face. And he basically smashed hard. I've never seen somebody hit a ball so hard apart from Tony Yeboah, but he's been a previous tactics truck man. And the ball goes straight into the top corner. And everyone comes onto the pitch. He is a hero. People still talk about this goal. It's a thing of fucking beauty. It's outstanding. And then he goes off the pitch, and then someone named Ricky George scores the winner. It's not as good, but everyone still runs onto the pitch again. Like, they cleared the pitch. Like, it didn't end the game because it was 1972, and like, I don't even think bombs ended football matches in 1972. And basically, the biggest misconception about this football match and that goal is people think that goal won the game, but it did not. It made it 1-1. And that is my tactics truck.
There you go.
Sorry. Ronnie Radford, I believe he died, I was going to say earlier this year. Didn't. He died like last year. But And it won the BBC Goal of the Season competition, which it takes some doing, considering it weren't even in the league. And he was fifth tier player. It's wonderful. It's a great goal. Gary, you really should watch it. It's
All right. You're going to have to send me the details on that because I didn't catch the names. But yeah, just send it to me.
Ronnie.
Nice little story.
Ronnie what?
Ronnie Radford.
I remember that name. That name rings a bell. So I must have seen that clip somehow.
It is phenomenal. It's the fact that as soon as the ball hits the net, thousands of people run onto the pitch.
Right,
yeah.
so
and it's not even a goal that wins the game. They're just on the pitch.
I'm watching his most infamous goal. So let's see if this is the one. Is it? Oh man, this thing is really slow. I understand what's going on there. But that was the tactic truck, people. You scored
Great
a
stuff, Tom.
You scored
Thank
a
you,
screen.
thank you. I
Yes.
did my research this week.
Good job. Good job.
I was prepared.
It's not coming up, this goal. Oh, I have to find another one. What was it? It was in the FA. It was in the. You said it was in the FA Cup.
Yeah, FA Cup third round. Yeah, Hereford versus Newcastle. Just type Ronnie Radford, and it should come up.
Yeah.
That's what I did
Ronnie
when doing
Radford.
my research for the tactics truck. Sorry.
Oh, I see. I see. You know what? Yeah, I
transit.
see it now. He's running on the. He scores, puts his arms up in the airs, and as he's kind of making a turn, you can see all the crowd is coming up. And
Yeah,
Wrexham,
they all like hoist him
goal!
like
Wrexham
a
has
king.
scored. They're up 3-1 now.
Ooh, excellent.
You know they're not showing. They're not showing the owners. I don't. If I'm going to watch Wrexham, I need to see the owners, or else what's the point?
Don't they do TikTok videos about the games where they they commentate on it?
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I've heard that they do that.
Okay.
But no, that's actually a big result for them if they can come through this, because then if they can get a tie against a Premier League side, then it's exactly what English football wants. It's what they want. It's a story, because this is what it's all meant to be about: big teams playing little teams.
True.
And big teams not thrashing them, or big teams losing. And because
on the day, it's always about on the day, man. On the day, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we're one of the few top level top countries that have a cup competition which isn't seeded and isn't played over two legs like the Copa del Rey. Like is in theory, it's football at its purest.
He took that goal from almost.
Yep.
From a very
not
far
only
place.
the FA Cup is the oldest competition in the world.
The answer to that, really, is Berwick Rangers.
The FA Cup is the oldest football competition in the world. It's the largest in terms of the amount of teams that start off taking part. It starts in like late July, early August. It starts already with all the lower tier teams battling it to get through to the first round, basically. You know, it's the FA Cup. There's nothing like the FA Cup in the world. It's the world's most prestigious football cup. I mean, I'm talking domestic cup. So, it deserves a hell of a lot more, basically a hell of a lot more attention and credit than than what it's been getting lately, because the last few years it's been much more watered down and everything because it's not so important anymore. But it's an amazing tournament that, it starts off with how many teams start off, trying to qualify, and then after the qualification, then when the first round starts, you've got so many teams, and I mean it's hundreds of teams that start off, and you end up at the end of the day, you end up with 2 teams, and sometimes you get a magical cup run from a lower league team. They'll come out of nowhere and start winning these games, and just the magic of them getting to like the 3rd round or the 4th round, it's magic for them, because it's like it's an achievement they'll likely never ever achieve again in their club's history. They get good money for it, TV money and the gate receipts and stuff, especially if they play away, like at one of the big teams. They get a draw to play at Old Trafford or Emirates or whatever. It's a fantastic financial contribution to them as well. There's just so much around it, and the FA Cup final, Tom will know this, when, we was younger, but the FA Cup final started like 9-10 in the morning. You started watching early in the morning, and it was it was riveting. You'd enjoy watching it from the morning. They'd keep you entertained, looking at old games and the FA Cup games and how the teams got there, and then you start looking at they'll give you like montages about this and that, and they'll talk about this and talk about that, and then they'll show you the team buses coming and all that. They made a whole day's entertainment out of the FA Cup final. They used to.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be. That's the absolute. The absolute. I can say that how important this cup is. And it's unfortunate that bloody Manchester United, of course, had to go and fucking ruin it when they decided to not take part in it and take part in the FIFA World Club Cup for some money and prestige, and that back in, was it 2000 or 99 or whatever?
Yeah, they got battered as well.
Because they won. That was when they beat Bayern Munich in the final. Then they were in the World Club Cup, and they couldn't do the FA Cup at the same time. They wouldn't budge. The FA wouldn't budge. FIFA wouldn't budge. So they chose FIFA over the FA and basically didn't take part in the FA Cup. That's when it all went downhill from there. And it's the fucking Man United for doing that. Anyway, that's my take on the history of the FA Cup, everybody. Enjoy your evening.
You know what? That was some of your best work you've ever done. No sarcasm. It was really good. No, it was genuinely fascinating, because it got me thinking, like sounds right. It was an event. The first, as people may know, I first got into football in 1994. So the 1995 FA Cup final was my first FA Cup final. And I specifically remember, like Sam said, the coverage started at 9. And I can't really specifically remember exactly what happened, but I remember, like, on and off watching it during the day. I probably watched most of it. And I was sat there thinking, God, I hope Man United don't beat Everton. And which I find really surprising, because I don't particularly like Everton now either. But at the time, it was a massive underdogs thing, because it was like, well, Man United last week didn't win the Premier League, but they probably should have. And it'd be nice if they went the season winning fuck all. Yeah. But I thought they would just go win. And Everton ended up beating Man United 1-0. Yeah. But I will still remember it for the fact that match was portrayed as like the showpiece of the season, as in, this is what it all comes down to.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. It was, a lot of people might not know this also, but the Leeds 1972 FA Cup final win against Arsenal, we won 1-0. Just to point that out. It's our only FA Cup final win, so you're still like 13 in front of us before you all get upset. But that's not my opinion. That's the facts. You've won it a lot more than us, but we've played you twice at Wembley and beat you twice. So I don't know what one I'd rather be. I'd probably rather have the 13 other wins, but can't really choose, can I? Apparently, this wouldn't apply to us, Sam, but in the 70s and like 60s, 70s now, the only game that would be shown of our football in other countries like America, Australia and that was the FA Cup final, which is why it was a massive deal to be in it, because it was your worldwide exposure.
Yeah.
Aside from the sport, the actual for example, the Hollywood Best Actor winner of 2001, Russell Crowe, supports Leeds United purely because he watched Leeds United win the FA Cup final of 1972. So if you'd have won that day, you might have had another famous face supporting you. But I'm pretty sure you're happy with like your 50,000 celebrity supporters. But we've got Best Actor Oscar winner. So I mean, it means nothing to me. I'm just saying.
Probably proud of Russell Crowe. You know, he's beating up a lot of people. He's generally a horrible bastard, but yeah, great. You know, he's lovely.
Now, Russ, you're great, mate. You're great. You like that reporter deserved to be hit with a camera. No. To be fair, no. To be like people go, oh, he's a fit. No, like he did our documentary and shit like that. Like he was the narrator, and I was like, it was a nice surprise.
Enough money to do anything, wouldn't
he? Yeah, but I'll tell you this though, he didn't beat up our cameraman. So.
No.
No, we don't talk about 73 assembled. We don't talk about the following year's FA Cup final when Leeds lost 1-0 to second division Sunderland, containing, you know what? No, I'm going to save it. In about 5 months' time, we're not going to do a goal tactics truck. We're going to do a Tom Tactics save. We're going to talk about the save that Sunderland goalkeeper, I believe it's Ian Montgomery, made against Leeds. It's the greatest save I've ever seen in football. It should be unnatural to make it happen, but we'll talk about it in 5 months' time. I will remember it because it still stings me, even though it happened 20 years before I was born, 10 years before I was born. Sorry, it feels about a million years before I was born.
Cool. There's a question here for you, Mr. Tom.
Which team from outside the mainlands? That is Jersey.
Yeah. Channel Islands.
Yeah, one of my family that lives in Jersey, I believe. Yeah.
Not New Jersey?
Not New Jersey, Jersey.
Because Jersey's like quite rich, like it's quite wealthy there, right?
Yeah.
So they applied to be in the English football tier system, and they were granted access. But obviously, like their main team, Jersey Bulls, is very low, right? I see it come up there, but they're ranked obviously very low in the tier system. But because the other teams can't afford to go there, Jersey pay for the opposition to go to Jersey to play them. And I believe you either get to travel on the day and they'll put you up for one night and you go home the next day, or you travel the night before. But it's all on their dime, and that's part of the agreement. I don't know how far up the ladder they'll make it, but yeah.
Cool.
Interesting.
Very cool. Cool. Mr. Tom says it was a great final. I remember like yesterday, Bob Stokes and all that. Cool. I'm glad
That is cool. You can remember it, so I don't have to.
This is a road trip, so as we take you on the journey, you never know where you're going to go. Yeah, across the channel. Yeah. It's so nice. I
feel a bit bad. I feel a bit bad for it because like really, like he obviously has to get up very early in the morning to stump me on these, with respect. But at the same time, I should pretend a little bit more that I didn't know. Like instead of just going, it's Jersey, isn't it? I should have been more like, let me, like, because my parents' holiday there, so that was a bit unfair. Because like that would have been the only reason I knew that the answer. So I was like,
I saw. So for those who wanted to know, I think I see. At least this is where I get my information from on Twitter. It sounds like Chelsea has made an offer, a larger offer than Arsenal, of course. But I don't. We'll see what happens there. I think many don't believe he's. I thought I saw something, but it could have just been, a rumor that he said no, which would not be surprising because he's been saying yes to Arsenal, and it's only Shakhtar that doesn't want to see that thing happen.
Has he been doing the thing where he pretends to watch your football team?
Pretends. Well, his marketing people are doing really well with their Instagram posts and all that stuff. So there you go.
Have they got him in front of a TV where you're playing?
Yeah, that's what's been happening for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Russell Crowe would have punched that TV in. Just saying.
You wouldn't have taken that.
Yeah. Now, would you guys
Apparently-
would you guys be like? Would you guys think it's crazy if Arsenal said, you know what, Mudrick, maybe we'll see you in the summer. Felix will just pay the 21. You think that's a waste?
I've said it many places now. I think that's the better solution for Arsenal.
Yeah.
To just have João Felix because he'll give us more of what we need. You know,
that's a Tony. No, Tony was saying that, and automatically, if Tony suggests something, I tend to veer on the side of it's probably not a good idea. But I'm sitting there, and this was on Monday. We're sitting there, and he's like, we should pay 20 million to have a player for 6 months, but I don't want to pay. Is it 60, 80 for Mudrick? I'm sitting there going, but you own the player. I mean. Yeah. My thing, I think I said this on Monday about João Felix. He made a mistake in going to Atletico Madrid for the simple fact that he knew who the manager was, and that is a manager that does not play to the strengths of his attacking players.
Yeah.
No matter who you are.
Yeah.
So if you're a young, exciting talent, go somewhere where they play exciting attacking football, or at least any type of football that isn't defensive.
Looks like Riddy's off. There's no Liverpool match, so I'm not sure where he's going. But he said he's off to.
No, because I said he'd have to get up early in the morning to stump me. So he's saying, "No, I'm never up early on a Saturday unless I'm going to a football match." I've got you, Riddy. I've got you.
Oh, okay.
Even
I didn't even read that right, so my English is pretty poor.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
Riddy's my boy.
Sam, didn't Arsenal spend money on Edu's new contract? What is that?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got a new contract, but with his because he changed roles, hasn't he? I don't think they spent money on. I don't think he got any money for that. He just got a new role.
I'll say something I do like about Edu. I think it's Edu. When your women's team sign new contracts, he's also there.
Yeah,
I think it's a nice touch.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if he genuinely has, if he's involved in it, has anything to do with the female team. But I like that the appearances is that you're not two separate clubs.
Yeah, no,
I feel like we are separate when it comes to the way that the women deal. I know the whole landscape of the men and women's transfer period is totally different.
Yeah,
but they have concerns. They have holes. They go and fill them. We seem like it should be easy for Mudrick deal to happen because you have a ceiling on what you're going to pay, right? And we've hit the ceiling now.
Yeah.
Whether or not they get all the money up front or whatever that case may be, whatever, But they've hit the ceiling, but they do have other avenues that they need to go down to find. Because I think no matter what, 2 players have to come in.
Goal.
3 if we get the price. You have a goal? I don't have a goal here yet.
Ooh.
Harry Connick has scored for Luton. So
the Jazz guy just scored.
Harry Connick has scored. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry Connick.
Did he just play jazz? Did he sing his songs afterwards?
Yeah. The father of Harry Connick Jr. allegedly has scored for Luton. So
Harry Connick
1-1.
Oh, Chronic. I thought you said Conic. Sorry.
It was
No,
Connick.
I did say Connick.
Oh, it is Conic.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Shakhtar. The problem I see with it is you've teased, not necessarily teased, but you have a player who doesn't want to be at your squad and has shown more than enough subordinate. He's been pretty much rude, and you want him to bring him back. Do you want to bring that guy? He's going to be professional probably, but do you want to bring him back? He wants to leave, right? He wants to leave.
Harry Connick.
Yeah. So
Brilliant,
Tayyib has
brilliant.
joined us. Everybody, hello to Tayyib.
Tayyib's my boy.
Anybody saying hello?
Tayyib's my boy.
Tayyib.
Why doesn't China have a cricket?
That joke is great.
Yeah, when we get to that, let's get to that in a second here. I'm gonna let you guys giggle. Yeah,
Sorry, that's fantastic.
Harry Chronic. Yeah, and what's the question here? Is why doesn't China have a cricket team? Okay, Tayyib.
Gary, you got.
You
need to swipe your sense of humor, son.
I should have read that one before I actually put it up.
That
I
joke is
happily
great.
read that.
That's it.
I'm
That's a good
not
joke
gonna
from
read that
Taib.
one out, but Taib got me there. I saw you guys laughing. I should have known better when you both were laughing like that. I wish I would like you guys are going, damn it, I'm gonna have to use that one later, like years from now when everybody forgets. Yeah.
I'm going to use it on Monday.
Yeah, I can finish that one. I can't finish this
I'm
one.
actually going to use
Yeah.
it in the first 7 minutes of the show finishing.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I won't use it at the Chinese takeaway that I'm going to. Though. They might not. They might not find it as
Have you
funny
got
as
any
I
bat? You got any bat on your menu?
Yeah. I am not the original Chinaman. All right. So let's see here.
Beautiful.
Let's see if there's any new updates on the scoring here.
Unchanged, sir. Unchanged.
Yep, everything's the same.
Just the two. Yeah, just 2 games with goals in out of 5.
Yep. No, if Chelsea has offered more money, and Mudryk has said no, at some point they're gonna have to just they do their own research, right? Let's go do your own research. Maybe you get because how many players have they signed already? Isn't it like 3? Like in this window, like Chelsea, do they have like 2 or 3 players already?
They keep signing shit. They've signed Butland. Well, no, that was the United signed Butland. No, they're still talking about that Enzo guy. They haven't signed him yet. There's talk of Mudryk, but no, I don't know who they actually signed though. They're always linked to everyone, but who they actually signed? That's the thing.
Yeah, Taib, he likes me. So Gary's calling. That Tony Turner was the boring one. Tony's got his own kind of style though. He does.
Chelsea have signed Andre Santos, undisclosed fee from Vasco da Gama. He's a midfielder. He is 18 years old, so obviously we're never going to see him. They've signed David Datro Fofana for 8 million from Molde in Norway. He's a forward.
Oh, yeah.
Again, he's 20 years old. We're probably never going to see him. But one we may see, they've signed Benoit Badiashile from Monaco for 35 million. He is a defender.
Yeah, 3 players I think would be really good, but 2 would be. I think I would not be disappointed with 2. And,
yeah, Andre Santos works some memories, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. This is Shakhtar is going against their own player, which is Mudryk. His agent isn't kind of backing his client when he says, "Oh, he'll be practicing and he'll be on his way to training soon." If that's your agent, you're pissed, right? You've been twerking for Arsenal, huh?
This is the club that's the problem, not the agent.
No, the agent said that is what I just said. The agent actually said, "Oh no worries. He'll be getting ready to play for Shakhtar."
Okay.
Yeah. Like if that's your agent, you'll be pissed. It's like I don't want you to be saying that. Not that you're not going to do it, but you don't want to be saying that publicly. You know what I mean?
Agents. When I think of an agent now, I think of fucking Patrick Bateman or whatever his name is from fucking American Psycho. Just fucking blood on his face. Money, greed. Doesn't give a shit about anyone. Just a pure, sociopath.
All the best things about the 80s.
And that's it. That's all agents are. All they care about is money themselves. I don't even know why we need agents. I really don't. I've had several.
Well, there are some really good players that don't have
agents.
There's really good players who don't have agents, and like really good, like Hall of Fame level players in multiple sports. Probably not in football because they kind of you get stuck with them early. The trick is to wean yourself off of them as early as possible because you can do all the work yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You can pay for an attorney when it comes down to signing the paperwork, but if you're like Haaland doesn't need anybody to sell him.
Well, his agent died.
Bellingham. Well, what I mean, he didn't like Haaland based on his performances. For the last 2 or 3 years, didn't need somebody to go. all right, I think we need to work a deal here. No.
Well, that's
Bellingham,
the skill
same
of an
thing.
agent, though, isn't it?
That's because he just had the best one. He had the top agent.
No. What I mean is the true skill of an agent is what you're saying is that he's able to convince a footballer that without him, the footballer wouldn't be able to function, wouldn't be able to get a trial, wouldn't be able because like you're saying, Haaland can sell himself, but there's a lot of footballers that are not in a position where they can sell themselves.
True. No, and you're right about. Usually, agents get to you young, and then you never wean yourself off. That's why I'm saying you actually need to wean yourself off of them at some point.
Yeah,
I can go. I probably can do this myself, but you don't want to burn the bridges either. Let's just say Tayyip, that's going to be difficult to look like it's the chairman. Yeah. What is this? Got comments here. Yeah, that's right. Roberto Martinez is going to be managing Portugal. So they've got to.
How does he do it? How does he do it?
Got another job, man.
I don't understand how.
Where did he coach? Where did he coach? And he was poor and terrible and not good in the Premier League.
Oh no! For Wigan, he got relegated with Wigan, but in the same year that he beat Man City in the FA Cup final. So he has an FA Cup on his CV, but he also has not doing well with Everton, not doing well with Belgium. I think he was okay with Swansea. But yeah, basically, it's very much how are you falling upwards constantly?
True.
Yeah.
I don't think we Arsenal doesn't need to walk away anymore because they've basically shown their cards. It's all now about whether Shakhtar wants to save face with their player and give him what he wants, because they want to sell him. They do want to sell him, and they're only going to be out 20 mil at the most. So
I think you're playing chicken.
We don't chicken. We don't have to play chicken anymore. We're not going any higher. That's what chicken means. We don't have. If we don't get them, so what? All right. But for me, they have to have answers for somebody else.
What I mean is, Gary, you're hoping that come deadline day, because this will go to deadline day. We all know this is going to deadline day. You will hope that they are so desperate for the cash injection for the deal that they will take what you want to pay. And they are hoping that you are so desperate for the player that you will pay what they want you to pay.
Yeah, we don't have to, and we don't have to, though. That's why I'm saying
no,
it's not necessarily that we're in the driver's seat. It's more like we don't have to do any more than we've done. We've shown you our cards now, and we look elsewhere. As soon as we sign somebody else, maybe they'll think about it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the brainless decision from Portugal. Danilo for me is probably similar to Mudryk in the sense that he's not for today. He's not coming in. He's not seeding El Neni, right? If Partey goes out, right? I don't think he's going to I don't think like he comes in and day one he's coming off the bench first when Partey comes off. Right? He's for the future because I believe he's a 6 as well.
Is that the Danilo that played for Man City?
I don't think so. This guy's like 20 years old or something like that.
Fair enough.
So,
no, sorry, the wrong one. No. I've got that wrong. Sorry, he's the one who's 21 and plays for Palmeiras. Yeah.
21. All right. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think I think he's a future for Partey position, right? But I don't I'll be okay with that, but it doesn't help us for today. That's my problem with that one.
I can see why you'd be interested. I can see why Miss Molina has suggested this young gentleman, because he made his debut at 19 in the first team, and he's part of the team that won the Copa Libertadores in 2020 and 2021. Not to be sniffed at. Yeah, impressive. Good find, Miss Molina.
Yeah, and Reddy agrees with Miss Molina. It's a good shout, but we need players who will make instant impact this season, which also is something I think we need. Assembled Martinez ain't good enough for Portugal. Is a team that should get to a semi or win tournaments. They have a good solid base of players for sure.
Yeah, they have decent players.
Yeah. No, like I said, we need It'd be nice to have another player in, but I think we're going, like you said, we're playing a long game now. I mean, it's the long game. We're only 7 days in, but from here on out, we haven't heard any other names of players. I mean,
There's no way this isn't going to deadline day.
It
I
looks
will
like
be
it.
shocked if the deal is that it smelt of that for months. Like, because again, you have a valuation, they have a valuation, and you're both waiting at basically who's more desperate.
Yeah. Could be.
And ultimately, what I think will actually happen is the deal just won't get done.
yeah. Well, I think I mean, like I said, our cards are on the table. They have to just accept the monies, and then get a player who's going to want out come in this summer. If he's not, if we're still interested by then. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
a
could
difficult
try, yeah.
situation, isn't it? Difficult situation. Shakhtar obviously think they can hold out for more money. They're not desperate. And they're going to keep, like Tom said, I think they're going to keep holding out until they realise it's either keep him and he'll be disgruntled and you won't get the same money for him ever again. You're only going to get less money for him. Or cut your losses, get some money, decent money for him. You tried your best, basically. I think Tom's right. I think we're going to see this go right to the line.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear that.
Keep in mind,
I just want us to get a couple of names in besides Mudryk. I'd like to. Why can't we get Joel as well and maybe a Danilo or whatever? Get them two as well. I mean, I don't know.
Ooh, got a red card for Coventry player, handball. He goes down and his arms out like this.
there
basically.
was a young player who I discovered
In
on
the box.
Football Manager.
Mm.
Sorry, Gary. Sorry, please continue.
No, I was saying that Coventry City's down to 10 men now. I think there should be a PK coming up. Yep. So Wrexham will be going for their 4th goal of the game here. Do we want to hold on to wait for the goal, or do we want to continue? I guess I can interrupt you anytime, right? That's how this thing works.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's part of the excitement of it.
Yeah. Go! He puts in the far right corner. Goalkeeper goes the wrong way. Wrexham's up 4-1. This one should be done. I think they are in the.
I'm pretty sure it is 59.
58th.
Yeah.
50, yeah.
They're very good.
It would have been nice
a player.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go on, Gary. Sorry. I was
just gonna say Roberto Martinez to that team would have been good, but I think they're doing well, okay right now. I mean, I think somebody needs to put them back in their place, thinking they've got something going on, though. So that's our chance. But go ahead, Mr. Tom.
No, just like no real relevance to Arsenal, but there was a player I discovered on Football Manager called Endrick. His full name's Endrick Felipe, right? And he's 16. He turned 16 in July, and he's basically like on the game is like he's basically going to become like better, like Messi level player. And I was sat there like for a few months, thinking like this like all the teams, I'll be stunned if it turned out Arsenal wasn't scouting him. Everyone scouting this lad, but then it just turned out that Real Madrid have bought him for 70 million. He's 16. Real Madrid have paid 70 million.
That's crazy, right? That's a lot of money for somebody who may not pan out at all. So, Sam, you recently joined the Midnight Club. I don't know what that is. Is that a good or a bad thing?
Midnight Club. What do you mean?
I don't know. This is a really comment.
I know the Midnight Club.
Really,
what is that?
Bought him. It's done. Bought him.
Yeah.
He joins them in like 18 months. It's one of those like he actually joins them in like when he's 18 or something like that. But it's done, and it's disappointing me because I was looking forward to a tug of between all the top sides. It was basically going to be like the Haaland thing, but with Brazil, which naturally means it costs someone even more money because transfer fees are automatically inflated when it's a young Brazilian.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Tom, you're a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
He's laughing at you.
Tomboy.
I would say professional.
He knows his stuff, though. Tom knows his stuff.
Yeah. And I think this is play between the deluded fans and his constant excuses in the eyesore of toilet bowl, high street comedy gold. There you go.
Or
New
even
next
the
show
Netflix
coming
show.
up. There you go.
There's a Netflix show called The Midnight Club.
Oh, okay.
I think they tell. I've not seen it, but I think they like sit around a campfire at midnight and tell like ghost stories. I could be wrong. I think that's what it is.
Ghost stories. There
Hopefully,
you go.
Reed will correct me.
Ghost stories. That sounds like a
That's where
Stefan.
that's where really learn how to do fishing in the restaurants in Liverpool.
That toilet bowl. Yes, the toilet bowl, man.
Sorry, call me off guard.
It's still 0-0. Brentford and West Ham. They're making some subs here in the 69th minute.
You know what? They should just eliminate them both for being boring.
Yeah,
you're right.
It sounds like
It's like,
Tony's injury isn't that bad. So they haven't said anything him being out for months. So
they might have loaned him Tony Turner's shirt.
he put the shirt on and all his injuries are gone. So there you go.
Instantly healed. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony's not playing though, is he?
No, he's not. He's probably not even
Yeah.
there, right? Well, it's home
Yeah.
game, so he's probably there. But
He's probably in the bookies.
yeah, it says ghost stories. So Sam and his ghost stories. But he's like really into vampires. So I don't know. Does that look at his face? His face is like light up. And you say vampires.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man.
I enjoy the blood of young busty virgins very much.
I think somebody did ask.
Pick on the ones that are not busty as well.
Yeah, somebody did ask.
No, I like big breasts to fumble while I eat their fucking necks.
I heard that. Before I forget, we need to talk about the Monday match. When does Leeds play or?
No one gives a shit about Leeds.
You're right about that.
Leeds
so let's move
Cardiff. On. No, everyone gives shit about that. Leeds versus Cardiff, one of the great rivalries of football. We hate them, they hate us. It's going to be fiery.
That's tomorrow?
Leeds
tomorrow. It's live on ITV for anyone that has access to ITV.
There you go. Now I was going to say Arsenal, Oxford University. There you go. Oxford United. But I think Leeds should be able to win that one, right?
It's one of those. It's a game where, basically, cut long story short, I want to win because I don't like Cardiff. But if we lose, I'm not going to be upset that we're out of the cup when we're essentially in a relegation battle.
Oh,
true. Yeah. Thank you, Rudy. I'm really bad with the names. But yeah, Arsenal plays Oxford United. Monday. Don't know too much about them, but I believe that we should, even with our backups in. And some would say who we're going to play at striker. And Kedia, does he play again?
I think he will play him because the way to build his confidence with respect to him is for having him banging goals. I know it sounds like a really easy thing to say about a striker, but he's clearly someone that needs to have a few goals on the sheet for him to get going. And the longer he goes without that, the harder it gets for him to overturn that, because he ain't a player that makes a goal happen 20 yards out. He needs a ball placed to him 5 yards out and he'll bang it in. That's what he does. Fox in the box kind of player. We should smoke Cardiff.
Yeah. Really thinks we'll win 3-1 at Oxford.
Yeah, it was a good shout.
I don't think we'll take it particularly seriously. I think you're going to see a lot of Leeds under 21 players in that lineup.
I'll be playing.
I'm pretty sure you will play, because we love putting Sam Greenwood in the cup games. Yeah,
I'll be playing, and I'll be giving my best, and I'll be thinking about you, Tom. I'll be thinking
It does fill me with warmth. It does fill me with warmth to know
It is
that
crazy to
you
see
tried.
It is crazy to see Sam Greenwood scored a goal or something like that, and you're like,
I'm going to celebrate like it's 1999. Yeah, definitely. And just for you, Tom, just for you, at half time, I'm going to sit down on the bench or whatever it is where I am in the changing room, and I'm going to put my finger in my butt crack, get some bum fluff, smell it, and I'm going to say, Tom's going to like this. Just for you, my friend.
Well, I really appreciate that.
Don't say I don't do anything for you.
if that's
I've
you doing
never
something
ever
for
said
people,
that. When have I ever said that? That is a sentence that's never left my mouth.
That's true.
Usually the sentence that leaves my mouth is, I'm afraid Sam's going to do something for me.
yeah.
No, that's true. I just made that up. I just made that up.
I know. Riddy said 3-1. I want 4-1. That's. I know I'm being greedy and probably a little bit over the top there. And bum butter is
bum batter. Yeah.
Batter.
Nice little bit of bum batter.
I actually think that's a bit mean of you, Gary, if I'm being honest, because Wrexham are currently winning 4-1. So why do you want to steal their thunder? Just win the match comfortably 2-0 and go home. I
could do it 2-1 as well, but especially with that team we're probably going to put out there. But you're right, I don't want to steal Wrexham.
If Wales, I have a little question here, a very philosophical question. If Wales suddenly just completely disappeared one day in like some kind of, I don't know, mass event where there was an earthquake and it just fell into the fucking Atlantic Ocean.
I dream about this often, but continue.
And so you've got the Wales doesn't exist anymore. Does anyone give a toss? I mean, would we miss them? Was there anything there with them that we miss apart from sheep?
Well, I was going to say, if I saw a sheep, I would be like, there is usually something I associate with this, but it's not computing. But then I also often think the same about Scotland. I'll be like, I like not to get political, but when the Scottish are like, we want our independence, and I just sit there like, personally, I'd give it to you. Yeah, I'd actually help push your island further away, if I'm being honest, because then the heroin in my country might decrease.
You can't run your country on iron brew and fucking deep fried Mars bars, can you? I mean, it's what are you going to run your country on? They've got nothing. They've got a bit of fishing, bit of gas, and that's it, isn't it? A bit of oil. That's it. They're not going to be able to run their own country on that. All the benefits people on heroin, how are they going to pay for them? We're just rounding this off with a nice bit of politics here, people. The politics of Tom and Sam.
Wait. We've done a quick politics bit, but we haven't had an appearance from the ultimate politician, the king of politics, the best of politics. Let's just say the best.
Yeah. He's fond.
Goal!
Who scored?
Coventry has closed it to 2-4 versus Wrexham. So,
I think Gary's trying to stop. Gary's trying to stop the Donald coming and visiting.
You know what? I actually did not. I'm hoping that name can be stripped from the show, but
Gary sat there like, please there be a goal. Please let there be a goal. So
can I scream out and just? I'm just gonna keep scrolling. I'm gonna start scoring like. I'm gonna start screaming like bingo and goal just so that
Gary's not listening. He don't give a toss. He's just watching his screen. As soon as a goal comes up, goal. He doesn't give a shit. He's in the middle of what's going on.
It's not a political channel, really. I just like roasting things, and I'll roast Wales and Scotland as I see fit. I'll even roast. I don't need to roast England. You just need to listen and lose for that.
This is bad, but I don't get this joke.
Taib's doing poetry now. There once was a man from East Kent, whose tool was so long that it bent. To save us some trouble, he folded it double. Instead of coming, he went. Taib, I love you, man.
Bless
the
him.
Road trip, as we say. This is why I say no. This is why I talk about the road trip, even though You guys are probably the not. I would say the worst road trip partners, but you're not. This is what it's supposed to be. Things that I would never do on my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there you go. That's what a road trip's about. You go with somebody. You're like, I know it's going to go down a road I don't want to, but I'm going anyways, and I'll probably laugh at it tomorrow. So that's what we're doing. So Taib brought it. Taib has been consistent throughout. Everybody else has been taking it. He's like, I got one for you every 5 minutes. So, thank you, Taib, for bringing.
I think Riddy's talking about you, Gary.
Uh-oh. What is that supposed to be? What's going on with that? Riddy, dude.
I think he's actually talking about Wales and Scotland, but I saw an opportunity and I took it.
You did, because you're all about this racism stuff, this racist chatter.
Yeah, it's
true. The Assembled thought I was bang on. Right, he thought I was right bang on the Assembled.
I like when Gary goes,
looks like we gotta go. We gotta go. West Ham just scored. Ben Rama just scored.
They have. Yeah.
Nice little interception there in the defensive side. Ben Rama from distance, goalkeeper standing just inside the goalie box.
Banana Rama scored.
And Ben Rama, boop, goalkeeper. All you can do is look at it as it just.
Gary, did you mention Banana Rama? They're my favorite. They're the best.
Oh, you like
Banana
that group?
Rama, you walk like an Egyptian every day. Do you walk like an Egyptian, Gary?
Did I? Oh, jeez.
I walk like an Egyptian every day, Gary.
Yes,
Mr. Fauci, me and Mr. Fauci, we get out in the garden and we walk like an Egyptian. Banana Rama scoring goals for West Ham, and we just love it. We love it, Gary. It's the best. I was talking to Jared, and he said West Ham, they got that Banana Rama kid, and he walks like an Egyptian, and he's just great. He's just absolutely great. He's the best. He's the best there is.
I heard his favorite planet was Venus.
Yes, his favorite planet was Venus. It rhymes with my favorite body part, but we won't go there because Gary blushes. But it's just the best, Gary. Your show is the best. This DWTT thing, it's just the best. And Jared loves it. Fauci loves it. Ivanka loves it.
No.
They all love it.
Don't watch it.
I actually called Mike Pence today. He said, that Gary's a great guy. I said, Gary, he's the best. Absolute best.
Keep your name out my mouth. Keep your name out your mouth.
Banana Rama, what a goal. What a goal. He's the best goal there is in the world of FA Cup hockey. And just absolute bait it round there like Beckham did it. And it's just the best, absolute best there is. And Gary, we love you. Jared loves you.
Goal.
And there's a goal again, apparently, Tom. He's all excited.
Sorry.
He loves being excited. He gets all excited.
Sorry, Don. Sorry, I just had to say, Harry Lewis Clifton has scored for Grimsby Town against Burton Albion. 1-0 to Grimsby.
Who scored, did you say, Gary? Sorry, Tom. Who scored?
Harry Lewis Clifton.
Harry Lewis Clifton. What a guy. He's the best. I heard he's the best. Fauci just told me this Lewis Clifton guy.
He's very good. He's very good.
Charity guy.
I would say musicians, Blur, but for gloves, always Rich Brown Suede.
Suede, they never really like them. Blur, okay.
The Assembled has got there's a team called That Team who last won the league.
Song 2 was excellent on FIFA 98. Sorry.
I can't say it. I can't even say it. I don't want to. Yeah. So here we go. For question for Mr. Tom before whoever Sam was talking.
They're two British music bands from the late 90s.
Suede and Blur.
Yeah, I would choose Blur because they're I like their song called Song 2, which was the theme tune for FIFA World Cup 98. Yeah. It might have been 99. No, it's either 98 or 99. I think it's 98. But anyway. But yeah, it was very good.
By a jumbo jet. It wasn't easy, but nothing is. No. Woo.
So here's a question. We are at 190th
Too many
minute.
questions, Gary, and no
100
goddamn answers.
130th minute off the show. We've got 10 minutes left in the West Ham match, which is one of the earlier matches, and then you've got
This was a
15
bumper
minutes
edition.
in the Wrexham match. So how long we got? 10 or 15 minutes left in the show. You guys tell me.
Yeah, just take
Oh, goal! Coventry City has closed it to a 3-4 match
fucking Coventry.
with 15 minutes to go. It sounds like we're going to be here for at least 15 minutes. We'll see this thing out and see how this thing goes. Wow. Let's see what happens here. He hits it. It was a free kick from just outside the circle, and a goalkeeper. Wow. It goes over. It so easily goes over the wall. Easily goes over the wall. Goalkeeper, all you can do is just stand there and watch it.
Goal. Josh Windass has scored for Sheffield Wednesday.
Just Windass.
Palmer just scored. I don't know his first name, but Palmer just scored. So there you
go. Wrexham Coventry's 4-3. That's an exciting little game there now.
That's what I just said, dude. What's going on?
It's very exciting, isn't it?
It is. Elasticare and Sleeper. What do you guys think? I don't know any of these names.
I'm not really familiar with those two bands, if they're bands. To be honest,
it's one of my favourite wrestling. I'll just put the Sleeper on someone, and they go good night.
Yeah, I heard of that. The Sleeper, yeah.
But,
I don't think that's what it is.
I like that. It was goal.
Windass.
So,
I remember Windass.
I like how the 10 teams are combining to give us something to say.
And Sheffield Wednesday has scored, as the Assembled has informed us here. It's 1-0.
Sheffield Wednesday is so good. They're so good. My favorite team, Sheffield Thursday. They're much better.
Do you know this is genuinely true? In 1991, Donald Trump did the he did the League Cup draw.
Yeah, I'm a little late. Mm-hmm.
Oh God, there can't be anything that guy hasn't done when it comes to like.
He was basically they did it on. I don't know if it was called at the time, but it was what the equivalent of GMTV was, like our morning show on ITV. And Donald Trump, they did the draw.
That was almost a goal for. Sorry, that was almost a goal for Coventry City.
And Trump picked out, and he basically drew Leeds versus Man United, and everyone in the studio went, "Oh!" And Trump went, "Did I do something wrong?" They don't like each other. Don, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
If the goalkeeper didn't get his hand,
sorry for that in the top of the list.
Cool. If the goalkeeper didn't get his hand on that nice cross, it probably would have been offsides because it was only the goalkeeper in front. But it was really. It's still Coventry City looks like they're going to score again. Let's just say that, and they got 12 minutes.
Sheffield knocking out Newcastle. I wouldn't mind that. Sheffield Wednesday not knocking out Newcastle. I wouldn't mind that.
So everything is close here in these late games.
Yeah, it'd be nice if the Big Six could knock each other out for me, so then I can just swoop through with championship matches and win the cup.
Yeah.
I'd gladly win the cup without playing a Premier League team. I'd take trophy all day long.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I mean, that won't happen. We'll literally draw whichever of the Big Six makes it through. It'll be Arsenal away like it usually is.
Yep.
I'll get that third round. I'm afraid of that third round draw now because I'll sit there and go, is there like some special magnet that just puts the Leeds and Arsenal balls together?
You mean fourth round draw?
No, I mean usually when they do the third round draw, we're scratchers this year, but usually it feels like because it's happened at least 3 times in like the last 15 years or something. I'm like, is this fixed? Like, do TV just want Arsenal to play Leeds in the cup?
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Coventry City has scored 3 goals since they been down a man. Oh no!
I scored 2. No, they were. It was 3-1 when they got the man sent off, and then obviously Wrexham scored.
Oh, they scored 2 goals since they've been down a man.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, that just really made the match more equal because Coventry should wipe the floor with Wrexham, with all due respect. they're 4 tiers between them. So Coventry should win this, but losing the man and being 4-1 down made it equal.
Looks like they're bringing on a defender here, Wrexham, and there was a sad news. It's just Gianluca Vialli passed away this week.
He was a great footballer. What a player he was, as Taib said. Exactly the right thing. What a player. Great footballer. One of the first, I don't know if I'm right to say this, but definitely part of that first influx of non-English talent into the Premier League that made it a big
There's
deal.
a lot of Italians. It was...
Well, Chelsea brought in a lot for the starts, didn't they? Like Zola, Ruud Gullit.
And remember you had Ravanelli at Middlesbrough? Yeah.
I mean, like that mid-90s was a really exciting time for football because it was you were seeing players you were seeing players you usually only saw at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind again, we got one on our TV. We'd get one Italian match on a Sunday afternoon, and I don't think it was repeated. So if you didn't watch it, you just didn't see it. And then you'd have to wait another 6 days for them to do the highlights on the Saturday morning. But other than that, that was as much as it got in terms of foreign football in England.
Yes, that was goal.
So then when these players, exactly. So then when these players were actually coming over here, and it was like, oh, we can actually see them now, sort of thing.
You know what? You know why they showed the Italian league, don't you? Because there was a few actually. Well, first of all, that is regarded at that time as probably the biggest league in Europe in terms of the biggest players.
It was.
But they also had a few of the big English boys as well. That was
David Platt was there, wasn't he?
Platt was there, and Gaza was there.
Played for Lazio off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's right. It was pretty good for him as well.
But yeah, you're right. That's why they got the. I mean, compared to now, it was a really small time slot because it was literally just one match a week and an hour of highlights. That was it. Not like it is now, where it'd be repeated on Sky Sports all through the week because they've got 5 channels to fill content with.
Yeah, they showed one game, didn't they? They showed one big game. It was always one of the biggest games of the weekend, and it was. I just remember I could never get into it because it was just so boring. Italian football was just so slow and boring. I never liked it.
Sorry, this is just it's just a little shout here. Coventry City was able to get a ball going towards the goal, and the goalkeeper was able to put his hands on it just before it crosses over the line.
This is
I don't know. They're not playing defense anymore, Wrexham.
This is exactly like Soccer Saturday.
There is a lot going on here. Each time Coventry gets the ball, they just take the ball down the pitch like there's no defense.
I
Wrexham
feel like I'm on Soccer Saturday.
Sorry about that, but that's
stuff. When Gary comes in, he's like, "Oh, there's a chance at Coventry," and he's described it's what happens on this show that 1 million people watch. This is literally what happens. It's why if I wasn't sat here talking about this, I'd be watching. Well, I wouldn't.
Goalkeeper pushes it onto the crossbar. Wow, Coventry City is going to score again. No matter, there's still 6 minutes to go. They're probably going to score, no doubt about it. But goalkeeper pushes this ball right onto the crossbar, onto the post. Boop. Wow, they got
I love how Gary's never seen the show we're talking about, but he's doing what they do on the show. It's wonderful, Gary. Genuinely,
I didn't want to interrupt you because you're talking about Italian football and Gianluca's.
I'm not taking the piss out of you. It's wonderful. I'm glad you're naturally picking up the spirit of what they do, and why it's great.
True. And that was a terrible shot there from Brentford. I mean, the guy that had 3 goals, 2 of them turned away in the last time Brentford played. That was a poor shot there from that man. I forget his name. Willock and Almiron coming on for Newcastle. I guess they're going to try to get the win. Bruno as well. He's going to try to get a yellow card. So there you go. So we have a little timeout here for a joke from the assembled. A man stood on a burning deck. Why? It's burning. Never did understand it. So I don't understand it.
I think you wasted that one.
Mastodon.
I think he wasted that one. Him and Reedy need to go into a room and make jokes together.
I don't get
I
it.
think this is quite telling. So like, Newcastle took off at Ishak and they've left Joe Linton on. So it says a lot about Joe Linton.
Yeah.
Isak's playing, so I guess that's good for them, right? Because I think he's been
Yep.
injured, right? The fact that he actually got on the pitch is probably a good sign for them.
Excuse me.
He was an expensive purchase, right? 60 or something, like 50, 60? No. Isak, I thought was expensive. I thought. Oh, he tried to draw a yellow there. He's not going to get that. That's right. There, the no red promotion is going on right now for Arsenal. So they're wearing all white. Last time we wore all white, it didn't work so well. I think that was.
It was against Forest, wasn't it?
I think the Forest match. Yeah. So either we win this one easily, or there'll be a new star coming in from Oxford United who that team will probably pick up, right? That's usually what happens. They play well against us, and then that team picks them up later on and sits them on the bench, and people go, why? So everybody's not concerned, but they're all like, why isn't Spence playing? Why did you pick him up? If we picked up Spence, he'd be playing for us, right?
Probably.
We don't. I mean, the good thing is we don't pick. I mean, I keep saying we don't pick up players who sit, but then you've got Marquinhos and Vieira sitting watching a match that we probably could have used them in.
I think they paid 40 million for Linton.
Joe Linton. Okay.
That doesn't sound like a lot now, but keep in mind they never spent money when they bought it. Like they didn't buy anybody. That was part of the reason they wanted the owner out. And then he went and spent 40 million on Joe Linton, where they proceeded to play him out of position every time since they bought him.
Looks like the West Ham match is over. Brentford loses at home to West Ham. So that one's done.
Brentford are massively upset.
What else we got going on? These other games are in the 90th minute. This one is, as I say, in the 88th minute. Sheffield Wednesday, Newcastle, 65th minute. I should switch to that game since we're still here. See, what does it say? Sam at the. Oh, I don't know if I didn't read this one. I should have read it. Should I? Sam at that time, the world's best players were in the Italian league. The three Dutchmen at AC Milan, Badagal, etc. Surprised you found it too slow.
His nickname was.
In my opinion, it was just too slow. It wasn't the tempo wasn't there compared to the Premier League. That's my opinion. Just a bit too slow to watch. Just couldn't really get into it.
I think it was perceived at the time that it was more technical, like that there was more skill in Serie A than our league, because our league was more physical.
Yeah.
Whether that's true or not, it's not for me to say. I think that was the perception of Alan. What? Jesus Christ, what's going on here?
So they said the forest green. Is that a goal? That is a goal.
To Sheffield Wednesday.
They just scored again. You know what? I saw the score 2-0, and I was like, I haven't seen the score yet because I just switched over to the game. But wow, that isn't that the defender?
Times two.
Josh Windias,
who's the manager
player?
The manager for Sheffield Wednesday. Wasn't he? I forgot. Did he coach Norwich? No. Didn't he coach in the Premier League for a bit? Or am I reaching here?
He did. Darren Moore. He did. He managed West Brom.
Okay.
Briefly.
All right.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah.
All right. So it's 2-0. Newcastle brings on their backups, and it doesn't matter because that defense was poor. Wow. Very easy to split the defenders, and then the goalkeeper's off his line.
Go to Chris Kamara, see what he thinks.
All right,
unbelievable, Jeff.
That's right. Goal. Goal, Riddy says. And Taib, he
Goal.
says he agrees with Sam. The Italian
Yes,
league was slow. I used to watch it. Sometimes it was very boring.
it was very slow.
So you got 7 minutes of extra time here in Coventry City. They're down a goal.
Oh my
So
God.
they got more than enough time to come back. So Newcastle's going for the top four. They're not gonna. They don't play any. They don't have. Are they out of the EFL? But it looks like they're going to be out of this one.
I believe they are, but no, they're
And
not.
they're-
I don't think they are. Not out of it. They are playing Leicester in 3 days' time. 4 days.
Oh, sorry. Goalkeeper puts another hand on the ball, tips it over the post. They want a handball. Somehow they want a handball on Coventry City, but it's not. I don't think they're going to get that. It looked like it couldn't have been. It's hard to get a handball when the ball flies in like that and hits the offensive player on the arm, and they don't score. I think it only matters if they score, right?
Yep.
But they didn't score. The ball went out of bounds from the goalkeeper pushing it, and for some reason the flag man was standing in front of the guy with the ball in the corner. Cross comes in and it's
I
cleared
have
out.
no reason. I have no reason to go against what you're saying, Gary, because you're the top pundit on the road trip. Plus, you're watching it.
I'm just saying. I'm saying what I see. I know I don't have the names of the players down. Isaac is a
No,
crappy player.
no.
Well done, Newcastle. Enjoy your new recruit. Yeah.
I don't think it's fair to say that he's crappy, but
I think he's
would
still.
say they paid a lot of money.
Yeah, he's still young. So, yeah, I'm watching it on ESPN. Big Gunner. Is it ESPN?
I would
Or
say
it's ESPN Plus. I think it's ESPN Plus, maybe.
on Wednesday, Southampton have a chance to make a rare appearance in a semi-final. I know they've won cups, but they have a chance to appear in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Sorry, I told that totally wrong. They have a chance to be in a semi-final of the Man City Cup.
Mm.
They've just got to get Man City in the final to do it.
Yeah. Cool. So you're watching Luton. So do they play a return fixture, or do they go to? Oh, is that a goal? Who's that a goal?
2-1.
2-1. It is a goal. They did score. Bruno scored, I think. Or Bruno's grabbing the ball and taking it out. You are correct there, Assembled. It's 2-1 Newcastle.
Morris has scored.
It is Bruno. He's the one that took the ball out there. Somebody was offsides there, but I don't think that matters. He was offsides. Did he get back onside? I don't know. Let's see.
I don't believe they have VAR at the FA Cup.
I don't think he got back onside. I don't think he ever got back onside. So this one might come back. Is there what you call it? VAR in this thing?
Good evening, really.
Oh, Riddy's out.
Bye-bye. I'll make a move now as well, really.
All right, Riddy. Sounds like Sam's heading out with you.
The show,
And
this is a bumper edition of the show.
yeah, Big Gunner is laughing.
Combination of everything.
Everybody's saying goodbye to Riddy, who's going out.
Bye, Riddy.
He's gonna do what he does. What is it? 7:30. So is it the nightlife is starting to pick up?
I think we should end
Sam,
it
you
when
said you'd
Wrexham ends.
When Wrexham ends, so that's in. We got 3 extra
Yeah,
minutes
let's listen
here.
to the end of the Wrexham game, and then I've got to shoot off.
Yeah, Coventry City is making it interesting because whenever they get the ball, it looks like they're going to score. So they have the ball now at midfield. Let's see what happens. Ball comes in, goes out wide. To the
Yeah,
left.
possession is 49-51.
Yeah. Let's see, they put a cross in here. Yep, cross comes. Oh, poor. And Coventry City, Wrexham's just going to kick this thing out, but not far enough.
Possession issued by passes.
And that doesn't make any sense, but all right.
It doesn't.
It's
It
the
doesn't,
same-
but it's true. Apparently,
If a man stands with the ball for like 30 minutes, but then hits it to the other team and they get 2 passes, they have 60% of the game possession with 31 minutes into the match.
Well, when possession is
most
actually...
teams don't do that, do they? Most
if you think about it-
99% of teams keep the ball moving.
Coventry had a nice A
It's
really easy
logical,
shot
though.
misses,
It's
hits it
logical
over.
because if you think about it, possession is related to actually having the ball. So if it doesn't matter how long you had the ball. It's how how much you had the ball.
But that's what it means, though. If you have the ball for
So
30
passes,
minutes,
when I'm saying, so when they go passes, if you had 2 passes and you had the ball for 10 seconds, but the other guys take 10 minutes to pass 2 passes, it's still 50-50 possession, isn't it?
I guess so. But
Yes.
possession, if that's the case, that means absolutely nothing.
Yes,
because they already do.
It doesn't.
They already
it
do.
makes sense. It's surprising.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't hold. For me, it doesn't give you. That's not possession for me, though. It's just because.
Well, they say the last 5 minutes, right? So it's calculated the last 5 minutes, and that's why you'll see it swing backwards and forwards a lot sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, what happened to my screen? Just went.
Also, you keep in mind if you held the ball, if one player held the ball for 5 minutes, in my opinion, he's not in possession either. Because he's just killed the game and the game's dead. Because no one's really doing anything. Therefore, nothing's going. What are you in possession of? Because you're not playing football.
Yeah.
Possession's about having the ball, though, Tom.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't think we're going to get to see the end of this Wrexham game. For some reason, they're having technical difficulties, and
I'm watching the
whatever.
score here.
So it was like 2 minutes, under 2 minutes left in the. I guess it's over, and because they're not going to show us. So we are here at the end of the show, everyone. We've been here 2.5 hours, right? So that is what 150 minutes. So we're going to get out of here.
The game's not over.
Not over. So we got to wait then. So we got to wait until we get the officials. But for some reason on ESPN, they're not gonna show it anymore. So they're just gonna give us they're giving us a score rundown right now.
They're probably got problems with the feed, but it's still on here where I'm not actually watching the game, but I'm watching the score and the clock is still going.
Okay, all right. So we shall wait.
98th minute now, apparently.
Yep, 98th minute now.
All right, so there you go.
This is a tight one.
Before we go, though, I'd like to thank everyone for sticking with us for 2.5 hours.
Yes, very much. Great stuff.
My earbud batteries actually ran out. That's how long the show's been going. So
yeah, I salute everyone. All the great people in the chat following us. I salute everyone.
Thanks for joining us for sure. For sure.
You put a shift in, lads.
That's it. Game over. 4-3.
There you go.
Game over.
Wrexham
final
moves on.
Gone.
Coventry City, they did make a charge, but too late. So Sam, anything you want to say to the people before we head out of here? Anything more you want to say to the people?
Me or Tom?
You.
Start with me then. Yeah, start with me. I want to say thank you very much to everyone in the chat today for taking part. It's been really nice, really good, really funny. So great as always. You guys are fantastic. Always taking part. Always being there with us. Really, really good. We enjoy it so much. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done it already. It helps spread the awareness around to other people. Thanks to Gary for having me on again. It's always good fun. We have a good laugh here. We talk about everything today. I think we covered just about everything you can cover within reason. It was good fun. And Tom, of course, always good fun being on with Tom. Enjoy it so much. And want to wish everyone a great Saturday evening.
Cool. Mr. Tom, talk to your people.
Well, admittedly, when Sam went, we talked a bit about everything. Then my brain started thinking, well, we didn't talk about the. And then I was like, no, don't, lad. And I was like, we didn't talk about the. And I was like, no, we've actually kind of did because I brought up Bayern Munich and their badge. So we did cover that really. But anyway, sorry. No, seriously. Sorry. Seriously. Thank you to Gary for hosting my nonsense and mine and Sam's nonsense. And thank you to Sam for, again, being my partner in crime. We did commit a few crimes today, clearly. Thank you to everyone in the comments section. If we hit 1K likes. It's like voice. Leegard has been nothing but cordial to me personally, but it might have been because he knows I'll put him through a table. I don't know. But anyway, no, seriously, everyone, thank you for the support as always. Like, I don't understand why you all keep coming back every Saturday, but you do, and it's awesome. I personally appreciate it. I know Gary appreciates it. Look how happy he is. Happy to say he's got people supporting him in there. Look at his happy little face. Look at his grin. Look at his grin. Sorry, I'm getting a bit childish there. No, seriously, have a good week. Please, if you can, join us on Monday night for the trip. It won't be as fun because it's a lot more serious. But no, seriously, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I promise. It'll be fun. I mean, me and Sam, right, we're bros. Like, but anyway, me and Gary are bros too. But anyway, seriously, thank you for supporting us. Have a good week. I think it's time that Gary does his spiel, really.
There you go. Like, once again, thank you everybody in the chat for joining us. Sam and Mr. Tom, thank you for joining us as well. We'll do this again next Saturday. We'll see about the time. We'll let you know. I know you guys enjoyed us chatting as games were going on. So we'll do that. And as I like to say, life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. And we will see you guys on the next one. All right. And we are out of here.